Yeah, I wouldn't be a very good dwarf. My beard is okay, I like to think, but I mean it's not like dwarf ready. If you want to see a voluptuous beard, head over to Gratovi's chat, or his channel rather. You'll see a beard that is truly worthy of legend. All right, cutscene time, baby. Let's do this thing.
You have
so these
no
are like
idea where she
recordings.
is.
She vanished again. Fuck! I told you we need to restrain her.
She's a child, Julia, a child. We can't treat her like... Oh, damn it. We have a report scheduled. We'll just edit out the bits that... Emma, the subject, she's taken a walk. Again. She'll be back. The outpost is still radio silent. It's been 10 days. I think it's clear they didn't make it. But we haven't been able to verify this, given the circumstances. The camp is surrounded by that new species they were doing tests on.
They were gathering data about the filth and its effect on the mountain creatures.
We're probably the only ones left.
Their last report arrived 3 days before the attack, but the data was lacking in detail and it was inconclusive. I believe there may be more data on site, but it's a risky endeavor, given our situation.
It might be worth it. We need to understand what's happened, and there might be answers in the data. It could be the key to everything. The breach, Ground Zero, the filth, Emma... Everything that... Emma!
Where the hell have you been? Come here!
Ow! Ow! Stop it!
You know you're not allowed to...
Ow!
Emma, what are you... Emma? Emma!
Oh shit, son. I forgot about that cutscene. Damn, dude. So we need to find where she went during her walk, so to speak. So actually, give me 1 second. I need to change something with my audio. There we go. Freaking yeeted that lady, dude. Yeah, like, I think it's implied... I think those are her parents, but I don't know, because they, like, she refers to them by name, and they refer to her as, like, the test subject, so... I don't think they're actually her parents, but... There are moments where, like, the dude almost, like, calls her his daughter. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what their relationship is. But this is where she was kept, for better or for worse. And they make mention of, like, other science teams that they... other members of their science teams. They're, like, definitely in a scientific, experimental, you know, type of situation. Also, we have a spider bike, which is pretty freaking cool. I get really a tarantula bike. Part of a Halloween event that happened a few months back. Actually, it was actually like a week or two before I started playing this again, because I got into this, I want to say mid to late, I want to say mid-November. So like barely missed the Halloween event, but the Christmas event, oh wait, actually I think the Christmas event did end recently. There we go. Sorry, I'm trying to adjust the audio on my speakers. So let's see. Oh, okay, so never mind. So we're not going to where she went, to where Emma went. We're trying to go to the outpost that they mentioned, right? Because they were conducting experiments on the filth, see how it interacts with the local wildlife, that kind of thing. Oh, actually, looks like the Christmas event is still going on, because there's a Krampus right here. There's multiple Krampuses, not just one, in this game's world at least. And they're just kind of chilling, and if you go up to fight one, they'll eventually start running away. And if you kill them before they get away, then they'll open a portal and you can go through it. However, I'm actually not really wanting to go through it just because it's kind of a long-winded sequence that's not really worth it. There's like a bunch of Krampuses you can fight, and if you have all of a certain number of quest items, you can like open a special portal and do some kind of event where you get some cosmetic items, but I don't know. I don't really know if it's worth it personally. But fighting the Krampuses can be nice because they can give you other drops, which is kind of nice. Just the portals aren't usually worth it, in my opinion. And then there's the Orochi. The Orochi is the name of this, like, tech conglomerate that were in the game's overworld, at least. They're like one of these companies that where they're like involved with everything. Like the Orochi conglomerate of companies like owns pretty much everything. Kind of like, you know, Microsoft or Disney or Facebook, like one of those like big tech companies. In this particular case, they have a heavy emphasis of doing like under the table business in trying to do experiments on paranormal stuff. So pretty much anywhere you see Orochi in this game, you can assume that they're involved with trying to like experiment on the filth or like local folklore or wildlife, that kind of stuff. So we can assume that we're gonna be, if we're having to like mess with Orochi stuff, then they're probably involved with stuff that they shouldn't be involved with, and we're probably gonna like see a bunch of dead scientists and shit like that. It's like they always get involved in risky business. In this particular case, we got lots of these. What are these things called? The Zimeo, mountain Zimeos, which are like these large ape-like creatures that are, I think, based on. I'm trying to think. I think it's like more or less based on what the Jack and the Beanstalk giant was like supposed to be, kind of, sorta. As when we like unlock more lore about these monsters in particular, it makes a few passing mentions of like Jack and the Beanstalk like legends. I'm wondering if that's maybe the basis of that whole fairy tale. Gotta find a functioning terminal. There could be one inside of here, but there's a dude in front. So let's fight the dude. Looks like that is the terminal. It's right in there, so we gotta fight this dude first. Hoist. He's a thunderer. It's weird because I can't like zoom out that much more, so like the health bar is kind of covered a little bit awkward. Oh, he killed my living flame buddy. Let's bring it back. Living flame is a useful ability because it lets us have a little fire buddy that will fight with us and help to draw aggro away from anything that's trying to fight us specifically. Give me the terminal. So we got some encrypted entries. I'm guessing it's gonna say, like, sorry, can't play that one, it's encrypted. Oh, 5132, okay. Encryption cannot be reviewed. Yeah, I had a feeling. Well, let's do the unencrypted one. 5134, unnamed.
They're coming to the surface. We can't hold an exposed position. Orochi Core says our odds are strategically better at the old power plant.
Sounds like that's where we're going then. So if they were trying to like conduct experiments on the local wildlife and the filth specifically, and they were being chased by something. Oh, actually we know that, yeah, this is the entrance to the hot springs, which is a hotbed for the filth. And oh yeah, it's actually so cool, like the way you can see the veins in the ground. That's so metal. Yes, this is what the filth looks like. It's this black ooze that sprouts tentacles, and pretty metal, but also kind of terrifying. The kind of shit that it does. It's pretty cool, but spooky shit. Yeah, we got these veins that sprout along the ground. These like big old, like inky tumors that sprout under the earth, in which the filth has laid its ground down. It's pretty wild shit. So it's, again, like lots of kind of Lovecraftian vibes, which I really appreciate. Last year we played through Call of Cthulhu, Dark Corners of the Earth, the mid-2000s FPS. And I remember there was a number of parts in that game that reminded me of some of the stuff we see in this game too. So the Lovecraft vibes are not unintentional. So I got hit by the filth, so I'm gonna cleanse myself real quick. There we go. A little cleansey buddy. We could go right out the exit. I'm actually looking to see if there's any lore nearby, but there might not be. Can I use my... There we go. Can I use my spider bite to go to up top? Here we go. So some more lore about the Orochi group. Actually, they're a Japanese organization, so I guess it would be pronounced Orochi. Was that the last piece? Oh, we have two more for Orochi. That's almost all of them, though. Satellites hover over the world like angels, singing to one another in a secret language. The game goes on, sweetling. More cards flip. A tragedy erupts from Europe, or Tokyo, scattering the deck with nuclear winds. What happened? Perhaps you should ask the eight-way worm, which is what they refer, what they used to refer to the Orochi group, since it's like there's like 8 major components to Orochi Core, and they're like, oh, I guess I could have just gone through that way. There's like 8 subsidiaries that make up the really like the main businesses of Orochi Group. And they made mention of something happening in Tokyo. At the very, very beginning of the game, there was mention of... Oh, that building was cool. There was made mention of a... They called it like a bioterrorism attack that occurred in Tokyo subways, but we've learned throughout the game's events that it wasn't a terrorist attack, but it was the filth exploding out into the real world, as opposed to just the secret world, like the stuff where this game takes place. Let's find another one of these guys, by the way. And these Krampus lads. So there's references to stuff in Tokyo, which very much was filth related and has very clear ties to Orochi and them being involved in some way, so good times for everybody. Another quest item. Like we've been here for another side quest not too long ago. Let's find out some research data then, baby. Ooh, some filth lore. The filth lore, for my money at least, is always the most entertaining. That's the stuff I always enjoy the most, learning about, getting learnt. Also, yeeting these guys into the sun is also enjoyable. So not Living Flame's about to die, but that's okay. We can always resummon him. He's doing his job. He's taking hits for us, which, especially as a solo player, is very helpful. It is the harbinger of change, the sizzling celestial syphilis. Oh god. The flesh mutates, the mind boils to bilious madness. All lucid thoughts to slay. All sweetlings are fair game to the drip, but the filth pours as dark dreams directly into the heads of the insane and sadistic. Such cool writing, man. I love that shit. Hey, Alfred Devil, thank you for contributing to the Boost This Stream channel point goal that we've got right now. We got that activated about a few hours ago, which is really nice, and we're already about halfway there, which I'm very grateful for. Thank you guys for supporting. Oh, and thank you, Gratafi, as well. That's very nice. I really appreciate that, guys. Yeah, I guess maybe I should talk about it more because... what? Oh, this guy. This guy saw me from afar. Because, yeah, so we got the Boost This Stream thingy activated a few hours ago, which is really nice. It's not like a huge thing, but it is nifty where we have a channel point, like a channel point goal that everybody can contribute to. A maximum of 2,000 points per day, that is. Where if we're able to reach a goal, in our case is 52,000. If we're able to reach a goal of 52,000 channel points, then there's a greater likelihood that our stream will be propagated to more recommended channels sections. So like on the sidebar, I think on the main Twitch overlay, if you're watching a stream, there'll be a little thing on the sidebar that says like recommended channels, or if you like this channel, you might like this person, that kind of thing. I think if you reach the Boost This Stream goal before it expires, then yeah, there's like a chance there's a greater likelihood you'll be propagated to more people. Which is nice. You know, it's a nice thing to strive for. It's not a huge deal, obviously. And if we don't reach it, it's not the end of the world. But it's a nice thing to try to strive for, so. And right now, we're I think, right at the halfway point, aren't we? More or less. We are... kind of curious. 50... yeah, we're actually past halfway point. It's 51%. And we have 2 days to do it. Or I guess really 48 hours, because it started a few hours ago, so... if we don't reach it at the end of the night, that's totally fine. We have until, I guess, Monday, or, yeah, Monday evening. Because tomorrow's Sunday. That's how days work, I'm pretty sure. Because, yeah, we got really close last time. We got to like 49,800 out of 52,000. We got super close. But like I said, it's totally fine if we don't make it, because it's not like it'll like put you on the front page. It's not like a huge deal. But it's a nice thing to strive for. Also, I wasn't paying attention. I kind of walked up and clicked the little button. Oh, that's our friend Scarlett. What's up, Scarlett? Thank you so much for the very generous raid. My goodness, that's a lot of people. Thank you so much. Scarlett Azriel, the homiest of homies. Thank you so much, my friend. How was your raid? Or how was your raid? How was that time you raided Super Robert? How was your stream? Thank you so much, my friend. Give Scarlett a shout out. There she is, doing some Dark Souls too. So, Scarlett, I will tell you, is a number of things. She's an excellent streamer, a very generous human being, a nice person overall, and is new to Dark Souls. She recently, I think, completed a blind playthrough of Dark Souls 1, and I know she's doing Dark Souls 2. Scarlett, I might have missed you beating Dark Souls 1. You were pretty far in last I watched you, but that was... I want to say a few days ago when I was lurking last, lurking like the creeper that I am. Thank you so much, Scarlett. And for those who don't know, Scarlett is part of the same streamer team that I'm in, headed by our friend Grovana. So if anybody who likes Scarlett's stream, and if you think I'm okay, then there's other streamers very similar to ourselves in that stream team. Make sure to hit that link and check out a bunch of really nice people in that team page as well. Started Dark Souls 2. That's so exciting. I hope you like it, because I know that I know that it's not everyone's favorite Dark Souls game, but I've heard it's very much worth playing. And that I'm hoping that you're playing Scholar of the First Sin specifically, because I've heard that Scholar of the First Sin fixes a lot of the issues in that game. Because when it first came out, I understand a lot of people weren't a huge fan of it, but it's a lot better now than the first time around. Also, I think I wasn't supposed to go upstairs. I think I was supposed to stay down there. These explodey boys are not doing me any favors right now. On the 30th... and the oh, okay, because I was watching when you were doing the DLC. Yeah, I was watching when you were doing the... what was it? You were in the Painted World, I think, when I was lurking last. It was either the Painted World or... I'm trying to remember. Oh, yeah, because you were working towards what's his face? Towards the Corrupted Night Lad. That's the one you're... okay, good. Yeah, good call, Scarlet. That's exciting. And of course, Scarlett knows Grovana, she knows CD, lots of people who are super familiar with the Dark Souls games. That's kind of what you want in your corner. You want some people who know the games really well to help guide you, because they are hard games. And of course, part of the fun is experiencing it all blind, but having someone there to answer questions and whatnot is a huge boon to success. We're playing a game called Secret World Legends, by the way. This is a game that I used to play back in the day with some friends. It's kind of an MMO, but it's also very much a single-player adventure game. Kind of a weird situation here where the game it kind of plays like an MMO, but it has a heavy focus on a single player campaign. There's raids, there's stuff like, here we go, here's what we're looking for. There's stuff like raids, there's stuff like dungeons, there's things that you would expect to see in other MMOs, but this game has a very heavy emphasis on single player games, or single player campaign, which is good because I don't really like MMOs. So something that's more story oriented is something that's very much my cup of tea. Oh, I just knocked that thing down. Oh, we're trying to electrify it, I see. So the main thing, oh, thank you, by the way, Rob, that's very kind of you, my friend. The main thing with this game is that we're chasing or trying to understand more of this evil substance we can see in front of us called the filth. It's this black oozing substance, this oily substance that sprouts tentacles and causes horrible things to anybody that it infects. It can infect people, animals, people's dreams, paranormal entities, ghosts, that kind of shit. It kind of corrupts anything that it touches. This game has lots of cool Lovecraft vibes. If you like Stephen King, if you like Lovecraft, if you like Edgar Allan Poe, there's a lot of cool spooky horror vibes all about this game, and I love it a lot. There's also a Mountain Zameo guarding the console, which is, I guess, this guy? Except it seems like we might want to have to, like, supercharge him first, so let's flip the power switch and see what this do. So this is a game I've played a whole bunch back in the day, and this is not a blind playthrough, but it's been a long time since I last played it. So it's more of like just kind of playing it for old time's sake. Alright, and of course there's a filth pile right there on the ground there. Right now, this particular chapter takes place in Transylvania, which is really just modern day Romania. Where we're trying to, like, there's like vampires and werewolves and what you would expect to see with a like mythological setting like this. There we go. However, in this particular case, the main enemy again is the filth. That's the thing we've been like chasing this whole game, trying to understand it, trying to figure out where it's coming from, and the like monsters that it's empowering. And of course, like, as you would imagine, if we stand in the filth, it does damage to us, so it's like an environmental hazard a lot. So we got lots of cool spooky vibes all around. We just completed a side quest to complete some research that had been started about some of the monsters that are in this area. And I think we're probably going to do more main quest stuff next, actually. Thank you, by the way, for people contributing to the Boost This Stream Challenge. I was mentioning a little bit earlier, it's for those who don't know, it's a optional challenge that pops up every so often for those who have it enabled, where for 2 days, or I guess really for 48 hours, there's a channel point goal that is set, and it's automatically like calculated by Twitch's end. So sometime, in my case, it's 52,000, but it could be bigger or smaller depending on someone's audience and their like average view count, that kind of thing. But the basic idea is that we have a certain goal that's set, and in this case it's 52,000 channel points, and if we reach it before the time expires, then your stream gets a little bit more exposure. It's not like a huge thing, but it will, I think there's a greater chance that your stream will get propagated to people's recommended sidebar areas. So like in the side on the main Twitch overlay, if you're looking on desktop, there should be a little thing, a side thing that says like recommended channels. So if you reach the goal, there's I think a better chance your channel will get like relegated to more people's recommended section. So a little bit more exposure. It's nice. It's not gonna like make or break you, obviously, but it's a nice thing to work towards. So you know, like I said, I'm not gonna like harp on people, obviously, but it's a helpful thing. So I appreciate people assisting with the channel points spending expenditures. And the good news is if we don't reach it, then your channel points get redeemed or get refunded anyway. So really it's like a commitment to spend the channel points. Plus, you have a lot of other channel point redemptions, so if people want to spend their channel points and other fun stuff, that's very much encouraged as well. So, you know, don't think I'm like saying like, oh, you better spend them or else. Where does the body mass come from? That's a good question. Yeah, we really don't know. I mean, maybe they just get really hungry for like 3 days before a full moon. They're just like, wow, I just want to eat 12,000 calories in a few days, so I have like a bunch of muscle mass ready to go. It's good to see you, Irasi. Hope you're doing well, buddy. So what am I drinking right now? I'm drinking boring old water. I did drink a caffeinated beverage earlier because we've been streaming for about 8.5 hours, which I'm very happy about. It was a very good, it's been a good stream today, and the Ocarina of Time randomizer that we did earlier was a lot of fun. The co-op randomizer, Ocarina of Time stream stuff was a lot of fun earlier. But since we started early, I was like, oh, I get to drink coffee and like be all caffeinated and silly, which is always a good time. And, but like I said, since it's like much later in the evening, I went ahead and we're just switching to water, nice and chill. But thank you again, big time to Scarlet for that very generous raid. Like I said, for anybody who enjoys Dark Souls games, she does other stuff too, obviously, but lately it's been a lot of Dark Souls, especially blind playthroughs of Dark Souls games. Or really, even if you don't, just go ahead and give Scarlet a follow. She's an excellent person, a very nice and very entertaining streamer, and it's always a pleasure whenever I get to catch her streams, because it's always very fun. She has a great community, and a lot of the streamers and viewers in her community are people that I see in other channels as well. So it's kind of fun. Like it's kind of this like one big like kind of circle of people that are always very fun, and encouraging, and helpful. So it's all very nice vibes and very fun and sweet. So they're all very wonderful people. Oh, and we get the YouTube video from Irasi. How's about this? We're in an area right now that's having some weird background noise. Let me go ahead and finish reading through this, and then we'll go to a quieter place and watch that YouTube video, baby. Had it saved for some Zelda action? Oh, I'm sorry we kind of missed it, because I know we ended Zelda about half an hour or so ago. Yeah, more like an hour, I think. But we can absolutely watch that video in a second. So let's see. So I guess they were testing... Were they testing on the Zameo? They talk about 2 guinea pigs here. First exposure was limited and controlled. I guess exposure to the filth specifically. Over the course of 72 hours. Okay, so these were like evolved from guinea pigs then. The mountain dwellers have a remarkable resistance to the contagion. Interesting. A complete or partial immunity. Oh, they don't literally mean guinea pigs. They mean like creatures that they captured. Okay, so they're saying the Zameo are like immune to the to at least some of the filth effects of the filth. Injected with a large variety of psychoactive substances, but we've been unable to control them. Yeah, I'm not surprised that didn't go so well. An equal resistance to all drugs, regardless of the dosage. I guess the implication here is like the big monsters that are over here maybe were affected by them, since he's like just residing inside the filth itself. Let's get our quest reward, and whenever we complete a quest, we get a summary from our boss in the Illuminati, by the way, which is the faction we chose. And the Illuminati is always fun because they're very like bottom line driven. They're all about like wanting to expand their control to other parts of the world. They want to like control everything. They want to have their eyes and ears everywhere. So the Illuminati is very much of the opinion of like, yes, we'll save the world, but like what's in it for us? How can it increase our bottom line? Everything with an Orochi logo is a red flag to a red flag to a bull to you. It really is, because I do like the Orochi stuff. So the Orochi were testing the mountain creatures' reaction to the filth for a reason, because they wanted to control them, presumably, to weaponize them. Wanted to send them down to the breach to keep digging. I still don't understand what the breach is. Hopefully we'll find more lore about that soon. Frankly, I don't know what they were digging for. Actually, I do. Keep me in the loop, says Kirsten. Alright, will do, Kirsten. Got our quest rewards. Alright, let's go to a quieter area that way we can watch the YouTube video that Irasi has redeemed. Although one thing I'm kind of curious about, we found this little tunnel leading down. Oh wait, I guess I gotta fight this guy first. There's a tunnel we saw somewhere over here, but I don't know where it was. Was it there? Maybe it just like connects to the two areas. As there was a tunnel that like was covered in filth stuff that led down somewhere. But I didn't get a chance to like follow it all the way through. There we go. Oh yeah, I think this is it. Because this is heading down, whereas the tunnel we saw was heading upwards. Oh god, there's lots of filth here, which is not ideal. God, I got 10 stacks of it. Yeah, so it's just... This whole cave is just covered in filthy grossness. Which means we're taking a lot of damage, but that's fine. We can cleanse it from our system. So let's do more main quest stuff, but before we do that... Oh, really? Really? You want to chase me all the way out here, dude? Alright, fine. They want me to stop hurting their butts. Well, I mean, if their butts weren't so... inviting... I don't know what I'm saying. It's good to see you, Cameron, by the way. Is it related to Orochimaru? I actually don't know where the name comes from. I know that in this game's universe, the Orochi group it's actually like a corporation, like a large multi-company conglomerate, and it's based out of Tokyo. So the name is obviously has like a Japanese flair to it. And in the in-game lore, the Orochi group is this... There's like 8 companies that control a grotesque... Oh, there's a human player out there, by the way. So it's a shared world RPG, so there's other players. But yeah, they like control and have influence over so much of the world, like not just the United States, but like across all facets of the entire world. So this like super popular or super powerful company, and they have all these resources and all this influence across multiple governments and multiple nations, that kind of thing. And the Orochi, like, involvement in the secret world has lots of ambitions to control the filth, or to weaponize it, or to weaponize the, like, the demons or vampires or werewolves that we see throughout the game. So pretty much anywhere you see Orochi in the secret world specifically means that they're trying to like collect data and experiment and try to control or weaponize stuff. So like you'll see Orochi equipment like right here very frequently in front of areas that are full of bad guys and filth pools, and more often than not also dead Orochi people, like dead Orochi soldiers and scientists. So you can pretty much assume anywhere you find them, they're gonna be like near let's see, where are we going, by the way? I guess I have to go all the way out this way. If you find any sign of Orochi, they're probably gonna be near like some points of interest, but also some like scary bad guys. Yeah, it's like Amazon and it's like if Amazon and Facebook and Disney and Microsoft were all owned by like one mega conglomerate. That's pretty much what Orochi is. Anyway, we're in a quiet enough area. Let's watch the YouTube video. So for the main quest, we have to find... They refer to him as the One, which is the most generic and cheesy name you could expect to find for a person like this. But it's part of this local folklore, this legend, urban legend that we're trying to find signs about, because it sounds like the owl is the it was an old wise woman. It is an old wise woman. She's still around, but she's like a living druid. The eagle is referring to, I think, no, not Octavius, or Octavio, I think. There's another person on the map called Callisto. I think that's the person we're looking for, actually. But yeah, we found Octavius in the previous map, who was the eagle. The dragon is referring to Dracula, who we're trying to bring back from the dead. And then the fourth person is just called the One, and we don't know who that is. But I think I might know, just based on what I remember of this game. And the fact that there's a named person on the map, kind of more or less where we're going. Also, there's like Soviet-era super soldiers that are also here because there's also like remnants of Soviet-era like paranormal experiments and super science, that kind of shit being conducted. So in addition to the werewolves and vampires and all that stuff, there's also this notion of the super soldiers that are the relics of a bygone era but are still here and are, I think, being utilized by the Vampire Queen. Because the Vampire Queen is the person we're mostly against right now in this particular chapter. She's the one that's trying to open the breach, and the good guys are very much trying to prevent that. Extra weird shit. Yeah. Dude, I kind of like that, man. I kind of like when we like throw the YouTube algorithm through as many loops as possible to make it be like, who the fuck is this dude and why is he into so many weird things? It's almost a challenge to see how weird we can make it. The answer is not weird enough, in my opinion. A side quest that involves a block of ice. Is it like frozen filth or something? Ice is brittle, parts of it have broken away. It's a corpse. Oh, okay. Well, let's bust it out then. It's a reanimated corpse, okay. Oh, I see him now, yeah. Richard Mortis. No, Rigor Mortis, obviously. Fart porn. Fart porn on YouTube too, man. That's a certain brand of degeneracy. Using YouTube to get your to get one's kicks. So what froze this lad into the side of the mountain like this, I wonder? Let's find out. Pick up the pieces of the reanimated corpse. Do I really have to? Seems not the most hygienic thing to do. Dump them in the hot spring. Okay. Dump them there in 20 seconds. I don't know if I have enough time for that, though. Hopefully it's not like a hard time limit. Wait. Where do you want me to go? Oh, that way. Oh, okay. So why is it counting down for a timer, though? I'm confused. Kill the reanimate. Oh, I see. He's gonna keep reanimating. Oh, I get it. Okay, so what I have to do is I have to go all the way back. I guess over that way, right? Because when we kill him, we have to, like, take him all the way across. That's kind of annoying, because I kind of want to just go right for the main quest here, but I guess I have to do this next. Yeah, it's at least YouTube safe degeneracy, so there are worse ways to do it, I suppose. So we're going way over here. I'm going to warp to this spot. Hopefully save ourselves some trouble. Because that quest spawns super far away, so if we have to, like, go all the way out here just to fight this dude, then it's kind of annoying. So dump him into hot springs. Like, alright, I'll do it. Oh, I think wait, did I get it? I did not. Okay, so I was like 1 or 2 seconds too late. This is awkward. I want to fight him, but I don't want to bring on this dude into the equation as well. Alright, so we killed the living flame, but that's fine. And resummon him. Alright, so here we go. Grab his zombie pieces and fling him into the filth pool. Why am I doing this, though? That seems like a bad idea, right? You think the filth pool would just reanimate him again and, like, empower him? Seems like a bad idea, if you ask me. Anyway, let's get back over here. I'm just gonna rewarp to save ourselves the time, save ourselves the trouble. So I think it's implied that this is the way to go. I mean, you can see, like, we're looking for something in this zone, but this area in particular is very glowy, and it's called Repentance Cavern, which sounds encouraging, so we're definitely in a area. It's of significance. You see the candles. Actually, when I see candles like this in a cave entrance, I think of, like, in Morrowind, the Sixth House caverns. Sixth House strongholds. There's more of these guys, yeah. Oh, I remember this guy. Yeah. So is this the guy we're looking for? Or, I mean, I know he's a quest giver. Some lore about vampires up here. This has some good Dracula vibes. I think this is the guy we're looking for. Callisto.
Do you make it a habit to barge into people's homes and rifle through their most private belongings?
Yes.
I may be a monster in your eyes, but I still deserve to be treated like a person. I do not feed on your kind. All I ask for in return is to be left alone. I always knew this day would come. After all, he told me so. May I? Of course, he would not tell me where he concealed this. I can only assume that he felt there was no trust left between us after what I did to him. It was her. All her. Vlad Dracula was my dearest friend, and Mara used that against me, against the both of us. And then, cursing me with an eternity of regret, she made me into this. My flesh was weak, granted, but I never meant to betray his trust. He came to me before his untimely death, told me that repentance was possible, but I would have to stay here, wait for the time to come when she would rise again, and aid whoever would bring his life force back. For 500 years I have waited, all because of him. Cursed his name. I know he gave me the key to his resurrection for one reason. Not because we were still friends, it was too late for that. And not because he truly trusted me. We were bitter enemies at the end. No, he made me a part of his legacy. His prophecy. Because he knew that I am Mara's one weakness. To get to him, she risked everything and made me into who I am. I am her creation. She is my queen and my maker. And that makes her very afraid of me. Mara is merely the tip of the fabled iceberg, floating in a vast, dark ocean. But she is important. Without her, they will stumble. Do not ask me any more than that, because I do not know. I hear fragments. I read broken sentences, that is all. Whatever she is doing here, it must be stopped at once. It is beyond dangerous. We can all feel it, how close the darkness is. I cannot defeat her, of course. But I can help you get to her. And I can help you bring him back. Together, we may just have the whisper of a chance against Mara and her army.
When you lack eyeballs, your place of residence does need to. Well, yeah, fair point too. Yeah, when you're an ash zombie in the 6th house, then yeah, it doesn't have to look pretty, it just has to work. He's a vampire because yeah, he's kind of pale. He's got like the like kind of wild eyes, so you know, not the most imaginative implementation of vampires. I do kind of like the vampires that we see in the overworld where they're covered fully from like head to toe to prevent from sunlight, and they got like the claw weapons. Like that's kind of cool. Again, like the gas mask. I think it's like a cool aesthetic. It's very like mysterious and spooky. I think it's cool. I want to get the lore though, and I'm trying to figure out. Oh, I see. There's just a separate series of spirals to follow. It's okay if I ride my motorcycle in your house? Okay, cool, thanks. More vampire lore. Let's get learnt. Humans became something more and less through the transfusion of tainted blood. Marred the world during the First Age, began his biological experiments on humans in the lab of Lilith. Yes, the mother of the vampires, as we've heard her described. Improved on the design by mixing these mutants with demons, achieved a hybrid of something of significant demonic power, all swaddled in human-like flesh. Delicious. So you have to meet with him at her palace, but first we can do a side quest for him. A history of violence? Violins. To learn more about his past and unearth his buried memories. You're very picky. Really, Off-Road Dev? I had no idea that you were a connoisseur. Yeah,
You
no,
admire
I know.
my
You're the
collection.
resident expert, man.
My library.
No pressure.
My torture chamber. Torture, yes. For a poet writes his works in his heart's blood. In life, I was a man of the world, an hedonista in the finest company, writers, dancers, artists, a warrior prince, and his dark-eyed princess. Now, I am as a withered, dry rose, pressed in my own books, cataloguing the long, famished years. But I would suffer 500 more if it would absolve my past. I assure you, memories are more bitter than the cold, more maddening than the gale. Like the vampires of Gothic tales, make the mistake of inviting them in, and they will consume you. So I buried my memories in hallowed ground. If you must know what haunts these rocky fangs and the castle perched upon them, you can dig into the snow and frozen earth like the penitent do. Or read me as a cautionary tale, and leave them where they lie, cold and dead as my soul. You at least have a choice.
He did make mention of how he had betrayed Dracula, and I don't exactly know what that entails. Sounds like he had, like, aligned with Mara at some point, but I don't exactly know what all went down necessarily. Let's leaf through his memoirs. Bursting into yeah. I've actually never seen any of the Blade movies. The effects are really cool, though. They lost them, they would just regrow in a bit. That's one thing, too. I found that in this game there are, again, like some of the vampires we see just as regular enemies in this game, they're covered in head to toe and they have like gas masks on to like prevent any like direct exposure to the sun. And they like they got like lots of wraps and lots of like just stuff covering their skin, lots of like rags and that kind of thing. But one thing I noticed is that some of them, any of them that can cast magic, are missing an arm. Like you can see the sleeve is like taped up and they're like casting magic with one arm. And I don't know what the idea behind that. Maybe it's like they had to like sacrifice an arm to get magic, but it'll regrow. I don't know. I don't exactly know what the lore behind that is, but I hope that there's some kind of explanation because it sounds cool. This is very 2000s. Yeah, I wonder how well it's aged because you wonder about, yeah, like the older action movies. The sun suits, yeah. Yeah, I've heard that like there's some interesting vampire stuff, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised that like watching it nowadays would maybe make it be a little bit aged. Late 90s, yeah. So we got to get back to the monastery then, right? We've been there before, I believe. Actually, maybe we haven't. Maybe we haven't been to the monastery in this area. I'm thinking of the previous zone. Here's another player character, by the way, because again, there's other player characters. It's not just be by my lonesome. Still pretty good, though. Oh, that is good to know. If it still is, like, enjoyable, at least. Still a fun time. Good for... Oh, I forgot that, yeah, that would still technically be Marvel.
Additional assignment received. Initializing.
Deathless monks. Yeah, these dudes. The like, weird meat monks. Like, look at their suits. They're, like, meaty and gross. I love it. Oh, right, because I'm on a angled surface. Actually, maybe it's okay for me to be in that zone. The auto zone. As Off-Road Devil put it. 3 was not so good, though. Yeah, I feel like I heard at some point there was a dip in quality. Which is a bummer. Some late 90s techno. Yeah. I was gonna say the aesthetic is super Matrixy, but I mean, that's kind of a sign of the times, right? More than anything. Gotta find the library. The lingering ones, yeah. Just fucking, like, meat suit monks. I love it. Yeet. Oh, he still summoned the thing. I was hoping I would, like, cancel it out by yeeting him upwards. Yep. There we go. That's right. Yeah, it would have been before the first Matrix movie, actually, or the first Blade movie rather would have been before Matrix. But yeah, like I guess that aesthetic was just very much a sign of the times. That was like the late 90s action movie thing, like trench coats and sunglasses and edgy and so cool. Don't remember the second one though. Maybe I should give the first one a watch at some point, just to give it the old college try, as we say in the industry. The industry of watching movies years after the fact. I know I'm really bad about watching things when they first came out, but sometimes I can get around to them eventually. Guillermo del Toro. Oh, really? Because I think I'd be more inclined to like that, because yeah, I like what I've seen of Guillermo del Toro, but there's a lot of his that I have not seen. Kind of a brainless one, but it's a fine one. Honestly, sometimes it's fun to turn off the brain and just enjoy some silly action and savor it for what it is. Ryan Reynolds, and yeah, I remember like seeing commercials or like promotional stuff for it and recognizing Ryan Reynolds in the commercials. You mean, wait, so you mean to tell me that Ryan Reynolds plays a snarky, wisecracking, you know, shit poster in one of his movies? That's such a unique role for him to play, where he's like, you know, smug and silly. I like that. That's very new and nuanced for him. No, all jokes aside, I like Ryan Reynolds. As much as I want to be like, heh, you guys like Ryan Reynolds? No, I like him too. He's awesome. So I'm 100% down for him to play his usual snarky self and fucking nail it every time, because I love it. Oh, this guy, what are you doing here, man? Scourged Monk. If that is your real name. I don't know why I would doubt that, but also, they don't just like sit there from afar, man. If you want to play this game, you gotta like pay the entry fee or something. I don't know. He's like just being a big old meanie. So this guy's attacking my living flame buddy, and the dude far away is the one attacking me. So ain't that some shit? Yeet. Blade Trinity was more of a comedy, really. Patton Oswalt, really? I mean, I like Patton Oswalt. I just wouldn't take him for an action movie guy. Thank you for your contribution of cleansing these accursed areas. It has kind of like an X-Files motif to it, doesn't it? So she's working on one. We'll have you do this one. See if I can get that lore. So I want the lore so much. I want it in my brain. Inject the lore directly into my brain, please. Maybe if I get Spider Motorcycle. Spider Motorcycle makes everything cool. Somehow, jumping at this wall somehow works when you're on a motorcycle. Don't ask me how, because I don't understand it. Jessica Biel. Oh, yes. Really mixing it up, right? Oh, he's like a okay, cool, yeah, like a scientist nerd. I like to think that's relatively fitting then. It's not that it's more or less tropey, it's just that it doesn't quite execute it well. I mean, that's the thing too, like sometimes people shit on a movie or a TV show relying on familiar tropes, but I mean, a thing following tropes isn't making bad. I mean, it can be predictable, it can still be fun though. 2004. Yeah, that's a good point too. I feel like there was this point in the early to mid 2000s where Marvel kind of dipped a little bit in quality, but then like they kind of found their sea legs in the late 2000s, so that's where they started to, I think, get a lot better. But yeah, I do recognize that there was a dark age for sure. Well, I shouldn't say dark age, but just a not as good age. So the Deathless, these meat blood monks, worshipping Lilith, of course. So she granted them immortality of a sort, intended to use them as a counter to the Templar presence in the valley. So the Templars being the like super like conviction, lawful good, we must smite evil at all costs kind of clerics and paladins, that kind of stuff. Vlad Dracula discovered these cultists and wiped them out to a man. Wait, wiped them out to a man. Maybe like down to one person then, maybe? But they transcended their physical forms, their spirits were made perpetual upon the earth. Undead souls gathered necrotic flesh of an otherworldly matter, and so they roamed the valley and spread their corruption. How metal as hell. they all kind of shit the bed. Yeah, that's the thing. It wasn't just Marvel. I think there was kind of a weird action. I mean, definitely action movies in at least some ways, and like comic book movies. There was just kind of a dearth of quality. Well, I shouldn't say a dearth of quality, but like just not as much. Just not as many good ones, I guess, overall. Like I think there were good ones, but it did seem like there were a lot of recurring patterns of movies trying like different edgy reboots or weird like edgy but also comedy vibes that just kind of fell flat sometimes. So I don't know. The 2000s, the mid 2000s were a weird time for a lot of movies. The first vampire, and it's Dracula as always. Yeah, I like how in this game Vlad Dracula is like actually fought vampires. He formed the Draculeschi, which is like a vampire fighting group. So I kind of like the idea of him being like a normal dude. So we're looking for more info about Callisto. A kid-friendly film that's rated. Yeah, because of a few F-bombs or like a single boob at some point. Whereas the rest of it's like, what's the point, right? Also looks like this lady completed her mission. Oh, and she died. Good job. She'll be alive in another 10 hours or so. Purple Kush it's just sleepy weed. Yeah, easy. What's up, McMagic? It's good to see you, buddy. We finished up Ocarina of Time Randomizer Co-op. It was a lot of fun, and now we're playing more Secret World Legends, which continues to be a good time. We're doing some vampire shit. Yeah, maybe they figured out that, like, oh, so teenagers are watching our movies, so they're rated R, but we need to, like, cater to the teenagers. Like, you know, kids that are, like, 15, 16 years old. Like, not kids exactly, but, like, you know, still people that aren't adults for sure. So maybe that's what they were, like, going for. I don't know. Also, I just figured that, like, oh, this one popular movie did it, so that's what we should do. And, like, yeah, the movie might have made money, but it, like, wasn't reviewed very well, so didn't go so well, perhaps. So this is, I guess, so this was written by Mara, and I'm guessing it was addressed to Callisto. So maybe that's the idea, is that, yeah, is that Callisto betrayed Dracula, because I think Mara was Vlad's ex-lover, I believe. You vile dilettante. Staying in the castle when Dracula went away. Seeking my secrets, she says. The centuries have done nothing to sharpen your verse, but what about your wit? And in the long shadows of gods, soul is a song you must play in the dark. These the weights of my burdens, she says. I think we actually have to find this song at some point in this adventure. Agent Flip Frost. Is Frost is that like one of the villains? Like a Marvel villain? Or a Marvel character? Danica Talos, but a cheap imitation. Oh, okay, yeah, so I should watch the first one to get the full lore. There we go. So this is the song of Mara, I'm guessing. Okay. He mentioned, his being a rose pressed into his own books. I wonder if there's more to this that we'll be finding soon. To the living quarters. I'm guessing... Oh, I see. Yeah, we're still in the monastery. Right. Like how the roof is collapsing here. Trying to skate uphill. What the hell? It sounds like a fun movie, if nothing else, the very first one, so it sounds like that would be worth my time for sure. An upstart, hot-headed, up-and-coming... Oh, I see. I'm not sure what he wanted to do that was so nefarious, necessarily. Some kind of ritual. Oh, he wanted to become, yeah, like a mega vampire. Fancy. Was a good crit. Good crit and good shit. There we go, he's dead. The lingering ones. I was gonna say he's probably gonna see me as I try to sneak by him. Sneak by him and or squeak by him. Ouch. An ancient blood deity. That's pretty metal, actually. But it possessed him. I hate when that happens, man. So if it's happened once, it's happened 1,000 times. Yoink. Got some zombie friends out here, too. Looks like they're familiars. Or a memento of some kind. Ooh. Can I break that shit? Made some new friends. I like this guy, the dude that's got like the fucking sewn up body. That's pretty wild. I just love this design, man. It's so fucking metal. There we go. Got them both with that one. So that was not the memento. I saw something that was like highlighted and I got excited, but yeah, that was just a thing to destroy. I guess it housed the spirits of one of those robed dudes. They set him up intelligently. The establishment vampires. Oh, I got you. Yeah. So it's like there's some like cool world building. That does sound kind of fun, actually. Yeah, so it's not like a completely mindless action movie. There's like some fun lore stuff, which I'm grateful for. Sounds neat. Ouch. But if I just look far enough. This guy. Circles of sulfur, is that what that move is called? If I look like deep enough, we'll eventually find this memento. Oh, this guy chased me all the way down. I was thinking if I got far enough away, he wouldn't be able to find me. That one's dead. Yeah. The problem is these guys have a lot of hit points, so fighting two of them is just not hard, but it's just annoying. Yeah, because he's a half-breed, right? Yeah, I know that's the whole idea. Because he's what's the term? A daywalker, where he's able to like walk around in the sun and not have any negatives necessarily, but he has other vampire-like things that he has to deal with. Is it in here? It is. I cannot go there. They're all snobs because they were born. Right, yeah. Instead of being infected humans. Oh, gross. They like give the lesser vampires swirlies and call them nerds. Can't be part of our cool club, Blade. Then Blade was like, "No, show you." I don't know. I'm sure that's not how it went. Go too far, because whatever we're looking for is within this region. And these guys respawn real fast, don't they? There's a lot of them too. Also awkward that they're both fighting me. Oh no, we're in this situation again where like only one of them is focused on me, but it's one farther away, whereas the one closer is fighting the living flame buddy. But he's not allergic to sunlight or silver. Okay, cool. I assumed he would have other weaknesses, like, you know, having all these stat boosts but no negatives. Having some kind of downside. And he's cool as hell, and he's got the sunglasses and the cool sword. And he's played by Wesley Snipes. Oh no, I mean Frost, I mean Blade, being the Daywalker. I keep thinking I'm like getting close, and then I'm like finding the right area. Cause I see this glowy, like kind of general area here. Gotta be like a little hidden room somewhere, right? Actually, maybe I should like check the intel here. The next marking. Oh, wait. Is there a map I can look at or something? There was a map at the very, very beginning, but I can't look at it again. I think it was probably just an X. That's where the little red indicator is now. So this is probably as good of an intel as we can hope. And the problem is, like, it's just such a small area. It's hard to, like, go around here and not just fight everything. I can try to run away. Oof. But eventually, yeah, eventually we're gonna get overpowered. Yes. I was kind of hoping I'd be able to, like, power through. If I just go far enough away. Yeah, I can't do it. So that's kind of that's a experiment there for why whenever we, like, inadvertently grab aggro from a bad guy, from a monster, usually I'll just stop to fight them, because if I just try to power through, then yeah, there's always like a million more bad guys that are waiting for us there, because the monsters in this area are respawning super quickly, so it's really hard to explore freely without these dudes being a bunch of annoying dudes, bunch of annoying guys that are just there to not really stop you from accomplishing your goal, but just to kind of like slow you down and be annoying. Grab our body, but again, we're super far away. Well, not super far away, but we're kind of far away though from the quest area, so it's somewhere around here. It's the living quarters, which to me indicates that it would be, well, actually no, we're looking for a memento, but like somewhere within the living quarters. So it's like we're looking for like a barracks or a room or something, I think. What the memento could be. It was been mentioned in the song that or the poem that we read. But we can't actually take the poem with us. If I try to check the quest log, there's nothing to click. Gotta be something else here. I think we just gotta fight this guy again. Remember the goldfish when it comes to spoilers? I would disagree, but I fell behind in chat and I saw something was mentioned it was a spoiler, so I just didn't read that comment. So, easy peasy. If anything, I wish I could forget some things, because like I remember like there's been a few things that like my friends have inadvertently spoiled for like games or movies that I wanted to play, and I remember thinking like, man, I need to like do what I can to not think about that. That way I like just forget it over time. But then it's like, sometimes like I don't know how to rewire my brain correctly, because sometimes I'll think like, I need to forget about this thing, and then it's like, oh shit, I just thought about it. I need to stop thinking about that. And then like every so often I'll be like, oh right, that's the thing I'm trying to forget. Let me like push that to the back of the old brain and see if I can get it out. And so far it's like, nope, I still remember how Bastion ends, or nope, shit, I still remember the opening scene to Walking Dead. Like fuck, I need to life hack my brain in such a way where I can just willingly purge certain memories. Willingly, what's the word? Lobotomize certain memories from my brain. Cool guy fights back. Yeah, that's pretty much all you need to really know. Cool guy with sunglasses and cool sword fight bad guys. Yeah, just delete the spoilers folder in my brain system 32. Just delete the whole brain system 32 folder. Actually, yeah, just the whole directory. Just get it out of there. Make my brain computer run faster. Gotta be around here somewhere, right? It's a very small area, but it's kind of vertical too, so there's like several floors to check. Oh, I don't have any area of effect stuff yet. There we go, there's the big one. Bam, there we go. I was like pressing the buttons, I was like, why won't it go? There we go. The goatsy. Yeah, that's the thing too, like certain disturbing images or like maybe like disturbing scenes in movies. I've mentioned before that I've seen The Clockwork Orange exactly once, and that's like, yep, I don't want to see that ever again. Wow, it's a really good movie, yeah, but ugh, I just don't ever want to see it ever again, because wow, there's some very unpleasant stuff that happens in that movie. Like some really hard to watch, disturbing shit. So it's like, yep, I wish I could just not ever see that. Not have ever seen it ever. It's a good movie though. Like I get why people love it, but ooh, it is not for the faint of heart. How Goatsy guys? I hope he's doing well. I hope he's keeping healthy and is getting plenty of exercise and is nice and limber. Okay, yeah, I don't know. I don't even know how to joke about it, man. It's very cursed. Man, how'd you guys even see me from over there, dude? What the heck? See, this guy didn't see me. He was standing right next to me. His name is Kirk so he has a name other than Goatsy guy. It's probably a pretty hard thing to live down. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's like not weird. Like maybe he's not, you know, ashamed of it. But probably hard to be like, oh yeah, there's a part of me. Maybe it's just right here. Yeah, an image of me all over the internet performing an intimate act, we'll say, and I will forever be associated with it. I mean, Grant, I guess it's not like his name is a household name, but his likeness is. Oh, Jesus, this guy's doing crazy damage to me. Whoa! This guy killed the crap out of me. Like, wasn't even close. He just fucking deleted my health bar. Good lord. A Serbian film? Yeah, that doesn't sound good. I mean, I do enjoy movies that are, like, considered disturbing in like a psychological thriller kind of sense, but yeah, I don't like just seeing like, you know, physical things that happen to people that are like genuinely depraved. I definitely don't like that kind of stuff. And I don't want to like shame people that do. I mean, that's fine, obviously, but just like, yeah, that's not what I enjoy when it comes to an enjoyable cinematic experience. I remember you said specifically, Big Magic, to avoid that particular movie, so I shall avoid it. Oh, what? I have to fight him again? I just respawn. Can I just run away? Can I just get far enough away? No, I cannot. Shit. So I have to like, I have to reclaim my body, but I have to be further away, because otherwise they'll just get me. I'm gonna repair my stuff. I would sure hope not, yeah. Devouring pets and small children. Hopefully hasn't gotten to that point. Alright, so I'm gonna stand right here, and I'm just gonna stand perfectly still. See, those bad guys are immediately near me, and there are. Oh, he despawned. Okay, so I think it's okay if I spawn right here then. Nope, I lied. I think if I fight this one dude, it's fine though. There we go. Where are these guys even coming from? They're just going on the ground now, man. There we go. What does this memento look like? Is it... Wait, there's a room in there. Ooh, that looks encouraging, but it's far away from the zone. Could this be it, though? This is something else. This is another part of the quest. This is not it. Somewhere over here, but what is it? And where is it, specifically? They say go to the living quarters. These don't really look like living quarters. Maybe it's over here, though? Like it's on like the very, very edges of the zone. Except I can't get anywhere here. And I cannot fight that guy because he just kills me. I don't think that's it though. I don't think it's that statue. Is it something inside of here? I can't really see inside that room. I've like wandered around the same area so much. There's clearly just one little hallway I haven't checked yet. I don't know how to knock these guys around without breaking the pot. Because this guy is easy to take out, but this dude's much beefier. Requiem for a Dream. I've heard that one's like definitely kind of disturbing, but I've heard it's not like completely fucked. 5% drugs and 95% depression. I don't mind sad stuff so much, but like psychological disturbing stuff or like I don't know, I guess it depends. Like it depends on like what kind of psychological disturbances we're talking about here, but it's not like a carte blanche like, oh man, it's all terrible. Because sometimes watching disturbing movies can actually be very, you know, well, obviously disturbing and unsettling, but it can also be like very intellectually stimulating. People said it would be banned though. Requiem for a Dream, that is, or the other movie that you guys are talking about, a Serbian film. It's that bad, really? I didn't think it was like completely fucked. I thought it was like, I mean, I've heard people say, wait, is that it? No, that's not it. I've heard people say like, yeah, it's like pretty weird, but I haven't heard that it's like, oh man, it'll fucking ruin you. Cause yeah, I've heard a Serbian film is like, yeah, just fucking don't. I've heard people say like Requiem for a Dream is like, it's not bad, but it's like hasn't aged super well, and that it's maybe like overrated in some ways. Like its name is more famous than, or like more, what's the word I'm looking for? More significant than the actual movie itself. But again, this is hearsay because I haven't seen it myself. Gore and torture porn. A Serbian film or Requiem for a Dream? Because yeah, that one sounds like it's just not worth, honestly. Horrible situations and then worse things happen, yeah. Yeah, that part sounds accurate. But yeah, okay, yeah, Serbian film, yeah. Yeah, that one sounds like there's just really not much virtue. As I've heard Requiem from a Dream at least has some interesting stuff. Like, it's not just like, you know, bad shit happening and that's it. Like, there's an actual comprehensive story and that there's, you know, it's going for something, for better or for worse. Is that AS to AS, Elgaso? Are we talking butt to butt stuff? I don't actually know what that means. I mean, I can imagine a few things. AS to AS. Interesting. Okay, I don't know what that signifies, but I don't know if I'm curious or if I'm even interested, but I'm perplexed. So mission accomplished there. Also, I have no idea where I'm going. It says to look for a memento. I'm tempted to look up where to go because I feel like whatever I'm looking for, I've walked by about 100 times in a pretty small area. And it is getting well, it's actually not that late, but I'm getting a little bit tired. So I'm wondering how much longer I want to just keep poking around the same small area, fighting the same dudes over and over again, because I'm just like, what's like the one room I keep missing, or like the one thing I'm not seeing? Like I've been the same like handful of spots so many times. It's just something I am not, I've yet to like stumble into, or I've stumbled past accidentally. Nothing in those rooms, is it? There's the pots you can break. I don't think that's it though. I'm supposed to climb up, maybe? Ah, interesting. It's not a reference that I've heard before, but it sounds like it's one of those things where if you've seen the movie, then you know. Ah, very nice, very nice. Very classy. Classy and a little bit assy. Double assy, actually. Butt-to-butt interactions. Sounds very, intellectually stimulating, for sure. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Even if I, like, climb up, I'll see something that I've missed. It's gotta be something, right? Like, surely I haven't just, like, walked by this point of interest a million billion times like a doofus. I mean, that's actually entirely what could have happened. And of course, I've inspired these guys to start throwing their bullshit at me. I keep schmoving though, they won't be able to catch up to me, hopefully. That was Darth Maul. Accurate, yeah. Well, we think about the time when Phantom Menace came out. That was 99, right? So Requiem for a Dream was not that long before, so maybe Requiem for a Dream was the inspiration behind Darth Maul's character. That guy real quick. Oh, what? No. I was like, who dares cross me? Trying to summon the green vortex. Little glowy things. They're items you can break. Maybe there's like a special one I'm supposed to break. Because the other ones, if you break them, it summons a bad guy. So there's these guys. These little lads down here. I'm gonna wait for my heart to regenerate. I think we've already broken that one a few times. Let me double check. Bloop. Yeah, so it summons these dudes. I don't think you can use them, like if you walk up and press the use button. Darth Maul. Dude, I'm sure it exists. I'm sure somebody on this green earth has created such a thing. I'm sure it exists, man. Nefarious points for the two Jedis. Hey, we got another player character out here. I'm zooming around. And they're locked into him, so they're gonna ignore me. Ooh, this one is special. Okay, so they don't all summon bad guys. Elgasa, your intuition was correct, my friend. And I was like, man, if I break this one, it's gonna summon more bad guys. But Elgasa was like, but what if it doesn't? And I was like, oh shit. The giant fucking brain strat. Hey, what are you doing? What are you guys doing? Hey. Coming in to fight me. What the hell is this? You trying to say take a sucker punch in my banana cage, Bilbo? Maybe this guy will help me out. Since he's like drawing bad guys over to us, more or less. I'm sure he didn't mean to. It's completely innocent. Oh really? Oh, we're gonna fight everything. Is that what's out on the streets now? Fighting all the bad guys? Blech. That sucks. I was out here doing questings, and this guy is over here playing grab ass with blood monks. Then I got roiled into his bullshit. That's okay. I'm not that mad. Take it from... Well, I don't know. Like, it sounds like a lot of people are saying, like, there's some weird stuff, but, like... No, not everyone is saying, like, oh, it's so fucked up. It's more like, yeah, there's some weird shit. I mean, I've heard Requiem for a Dream is, like, it has some disturbing stuff, but I haven't heard it's like, oh, avoid it like the plague. A Serbian film, I've heard people say, avoid it like the plague. There's, like, literally no virtue to watching it. There's, like, no redeeming factors. But I've heard Requiem for a Dream at least, like, has some cool things. But yeah, I've heard that it's, like, you know, be aware of what you're getting yourself into. It's not for the faint of heart. You gotta be in the right mood, the right mood for it. Or he says, just break shit, which is a valid strat too. Very depressing, yeah. Yeah, that's what I've heard. But I haven't heard that it's like, you know, it's the worst thing ever, like a Serbian film is. To me, it's like they're not the same as far as how awful they are. Yeah, it's just not worth like a Serbian film. So anyway, we found the memento after searching for way too long. I should have just gone in these rooms earlier, but I was like, oh, I don't want to summon more bad guys. They make me sad. So this was addressed to Callisto from Mara, I'm guessing? Alessandro. Oh, it's like my name almost. There come a time when I can repay your great kindness, she says. Ooh. Or actually no, it could be from Dracula, maybe, his buddy. I don't know. It was from somebody. It doesn't say exactly who or whomst. The chapel, and we saw that earlier. Wait, actually this might be a different room then. Because the room we saw was not a chapel, but it was like a, I don't know, it was something cool. I wouldn't call it a chapel though, this is something else. We're like looking for the same thing. He's like, wait, is it up here? It's like he killed a bunch of bad guys over here. I think this is for a different way. Hey, what are you doing, lingering one? He's like, I'm lingering. That's what I'm doing. I'm here to linger. And I'm just like, well, shit, you got me there. Yeah, that's what I've heard from my friends who've seen it, Elgaso. Like, people say it's like, yeah, it's pretty fucked up. I mean, you have to be in the right mood for it. Don't just like watch it being like, oh, what's this? You gotta know kind of what you're getting yourself into. The final memento, somewhere here. Maybe somewhere here. Ooh, or is it up there? Maybe. Let's see if it's amongst these lads. Oh, I guess we're fighting all three of them then. Can I eat them all? Yeet. Thankfully, these guys aren't super strong. Just killed 2 of the 3. You're next. I see a giant pile of wax candles, which has become more or less Callisto's calling card. Bloop. There we go. Baptismal font.
This ground runs red with blood.
Lamin, so he's a fancy guy with a cool hat. Time to yeet him into the sun. Human centipede. Yeah, I don't know. I've heard human centipedes like kind of hokey. Like, it's gross, but there's like no real point. It's not like, oh wow, this is cool, interesting. It's just like, it's just trying to be gross. You might call it a try-hard, like, gross-out movie, so I don't know. I've heard a number of things from those who've watched it, and I don't really have any interest in it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's, like, actually kind of cool with some of its ideas, or, like, some things that happen, but yeah, I've heard it's like, just don't waste your time. It didn't need 3. Yeah, that's the thing, because there have been multiple sequels. How strange that my heart should recommend you to me, says Vlad to his friend Callisto. Tell us if your exploits persist. Sweet Mara is a child, he says. I shall date on her when the borders are free and the kingdom secure from my enemies. I'm sorry, Sweet Mara is a child is a weird thing to say about your ex-lover. Until that, I beseech you, help her to endure my absence, he says. Huh. I don't know. Like, it's interesting reading, like, some of the memoirs, but I didn't really get a whole lot from that, actually. I was kind of hoping there'd, like, be more, like, revelations, less just, like, people writing to each other things we pretty much already knew. You find a genuine medieval starfucker and he plays coy. If we had him at the labyrinth, we could have squeezed out the whole soap opera. Squeeze out the soup from him, the soup opera. Q&A does some creative work with high, tense wire and ultraviolet lighting. Oh, that sounds encouraging. So the whole Dracula saga is a nice to know more than need to know, but if someone absolutely has to dig up his sob story, I'm the one to do it. A regular Sherlock over these last few assignments. She says, I knew that you had it in, she says, I knew you had it in you. I know everything you have in you from my chip's biodata feedback. Well, that's encouraging. Also, my inventory is quite full, but we can fix that now, can't we? Let's do the weapon talisman stuffs. Got a whole bunch. Slap it all in there, man. Excuse me. Level 5. Try to sell it as a horror. I mean, I've heard the concept is like gross, but and like I guess like scary and like the grossness of it, but yeah, like not really spooky or like creepy, just gross. Yeah, like Saw, just like gross out scary, which to me is not very interesting at all. I mean, I'm susceptible to gross out scary stuff, but like it's just not very interesting. Like if I'm just going, wow, that's gross, then it doesn't leave a whole lot to the imagination, right? But if it's like, wow, that's like psychologically disturbing, then it's at least interesting, or at least trying something unique, right? So I can at least appreciate that much. Kind of like a shock factor, yeah. Yeah, for humans. Yeah, exactly. It's like, I guess like that's the scariness. It's like you're scared because of how shocking it is, but I don't know, I kind of lose interest. But this is not to say that, you know, others can't enjoy it by all means. I mean, it might not be my cup of tea, but I guess, kind of see the appeal, like, to those who are into it, so, you know, heck do I know, right? Far be it for me to be like, ew, people who like this are dumb. Because I like dumb shit. I like all kinds of dumb shit, so heck do I know. Let's see, just kind of going through our inventory because we have a lot of stuff to cycle through here. Now, actually, that one's at max level, so we need to level this guy up. Foist. Bloing. This one is almost max level. In fact, that will bring it to max level. Get some talismans. Critical rating. Critical grating. Which you like on a cheese grater. And that's hit rating, right? That's crit power. Ah! I'm getting bamboozled. Oh god, I'm getting real bamboozled. Except these guys are like really weak. So it's pretty easy to fight. Just annoying. Very rude. Hey, at least we got some lore. It was totally worth it then. Right now, as I was saying. So rudely interrupted. Let's walk over here. Oh, it's still in this menu. Whoops. Put that right there. Put her there, champ. And we gotta get this thing leveled up too. In fact, we're really close, aren't we? Oh crap, I probably should have been spending more on this one, shouldn't I? Ah, it's fine. We need another green. We need this one to be leveled up to 20. Yeah, I forgot about that. I kind of did that out of order. That's okay. Let's get... That was crit power, right? Crit power. That one. Bam,
Critical
there we go.
empowerment results.
Critical power. So let's collect more of these things now that we've cleared out the space. Get this guy leveled up. Oh, that's already leveled up, isn't it? Well, I guess that's gonna be our next level up target, so we'll keep that one then. And this one is critical rating. There you go. Level 16. Okay, that was a lot of menuing and inventorying, but I think we're in good shape now. I got the lore from the Deathless. The barely corporeal forms of the Deathless, hidden beneath sackcloth robes, blackened or bleached as if by a great heat. With their heads down and their hands folded in unholy prayer, they go about their endless patrol, hoping that Lilith will favor them once more, it says. 12 people, 500. I mean, I guess if nothing else, they know how to, like, expand the sequels, right? It's like, what do? We just get more ass to mouth. What about that one? What about after that? Then more ass to mouth. It's like, it's pretty predictable if nothing else. Will we be streaming tomorrow? So tomorrow is Sunday. There's a chance I'll be busy throughout most of the day in the, like, afternoon and early evening at least. But I would say there's a good chance I might be able to stream in the evening. Tomorrow evening. I'll definitely be streaming Monday though. Faux show. Oops. Kind of ran into this guy. Actually, I might just want to warp out of here because it's going to take a long time. Whoa. To run all the way out to that area. That's like 1,000 meters away. A kilometer, even, as 1,000 meters goes. But I think we're in pretty okay shape as far as anima shards go, so we can just warp over to that area. Warp right there. Kind of curious. We have 7,000. That's 76,000 actually. That's pretty good. These are the areas we saw previously where the werewolves have the skin of their victims on display for those who would like to see such things. Winter kill collar. He's dead. Yeah, the werewolves are actually not super strong here, especially since I think they're lower level than the other bad guys we fought at this point. Let's see, we're going to... I guess we have to keep going upwards then, don't we? I think that's the idea here. But I don't know how to go much higher. I don't think we can just go through that area, though. I think it's a dead end. This way. I think we found a lot of friends. There we go. Oh, we got more friends. All right. Everybody wants to hang out and be friends. Actually, never mind. These guys are level 50. So if for some reason I thought these guys weren't like requiring max level stuff, but even still, they're much earlier on than the other dudes. Can I swoosh by these guys? I cannot. There was no swooshing to be done that day. This is a swoosh-free zone. There we go. Now we can ascend. Like whenever you do the eruption attack and it launches them into the sky, you see their arms are like, whoa! It's kind of fun. There we go. He likes to do that frosty attack, which is annoying, but not really an issue. Actually, I probably should cleanse that because that lasts a long time.
Bounty detected. Initiating.
Vampire soldiers. Here's the dudes with the cool gas mask stuff and like the claw weapons. And they're all like covered from head to toe. They do the cool like little kick up moves. That's cool too. I'm kind of a sucker for like old timey gas masks on bad guys in video games. I kind of like that shit. Reminds me of Stalker, Shadow of Chernobyl. Oh, there's a Soviet vampire soldier just walking around with SMGs, you know, just chilling. House of Donetsk Autocrat. Right. Not completely silly at all. I love it. Yeet. A Turk pit fighter. Meaning they choose pit in Smash Brothers. Always. Always and forever. Living Flame's like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'm getting low health. See you nerds later. They dropped a thingy for me. That was nice of them. One more vampire soldier. There's a traitor of Basarab and an executor. An executor. Executor of an estate. The Dragon's Castle. Hell yeah. Crap, I think this... I'm actually getting outside the zone where I need to kill the vampire dude. So let me go back real quick. Kill one last vampire so I can get the little side quest thingy. Not that I need it, but I want it so I can feel cool. So my numbers can increase ever so slightly. I think killing this guy will count, actually. Bucharest Vandal. Ah, yes. The Grand Bucharest Hotel. What was it, Ogasa, where we, like, both of us were like... What's the capital of... Crap, what was the country we were trying to figure out? The capital of Turkey? We were like, is it Bucharest? And then it was, no, I can't remember what it was. I don't know. We were trying to guess what the capital of a country. We guessed Bucharest, and it was Budapest instead. We were like, oh well. It was like 3 letters off, right? So it counts, right? Hungary. Yeah, it was Budapest instead of Bucharest, and we were like, oh, well, good enough. I mean, they're like the same place, right? Who even knows the difference anymore? House of Donetsk Magus, rather. These guys look cool too, like the red hoods. Knowing geography in 2021, please. Knowing geography when we can't travel anyway, right? Imagine knowing things about the world. Look at this fucking unit. Look at how big this dude is. I kind of want to fight him just because he's so big. B-E-E-G. What's this effect doing, by the way? Triggers a damaging effect. Oh, who cares? Trader of Basarab. He's so big! How'd you get so big? I smoked this jewel and it has done unspeakable things to my mind and body. He's a fucking chump though, man. You know he's a vampire because he just has blood on his mouth for no reason. Vampires don't believe in cleaning up after themselves after they feast. Locate about 2/3 of the states on an unlabeled map. Dude, I would be lucky to get half of them. I would really struggle. I'm legit really bad with like geography and like geography and like cursory knowledge of a lot of places, like map or like flag knowledge, that kind of thing. Yeah, I would really struggle. So I want to see if like this goes anywhere, but something tells me it probably doesn't. One for the of the countries. Yeah, I would struggle with states and countries. I would get like 1/10 of them maybe, and a lot of them would just be by sheer guessing. So yeah, it would be embarrassing for me. It'd be funny for everyone else, but it'd be embarrassing for me. So do we go down? Oh, we're going down. Is that what we do? That is what we do. See, I was thinking I'd be like busting in the top.
Additional assignment received. Initializing.
Fight some accursed ice. I will. After I fight this dude too.
Finally, you're here.
Hold on, I gotta kill all the dudes.
She protects herself well.
She like disables a barrier.
Only with me could you pass through her barriers. I am her creation, and her Achilles heel.
Sorry, I got distracted. What were you saying? She's like taking out the wards.
This is it. Beyond this point, there's no way back.
All right, cool. Well, let me get this fire source or heat source. Doesn't work. Okay, that's fine. I gotta kill the dudes so I can get the side quest for funsies. Capitals with the B emoji with B and the word. Yes. Yeah, if I... Oh my god. Imagine like a fucking spelling bee and then you have like a shitlord like myself who just like spells all words with the letter B with the B emoji. It's like... Sorry, so that's incorrect. Sorry, sir. That's not a valid character. They loves the B emoji, as they should. As they very well should. So what you're saying, ironically, is that anytime I'm not sure of the name of a place, just think of a proper noun that begins with the letter B, and there's like a 69% chance that it'll be in my favor. Is that correct? Because I like those odds. That's good enough for me. Maybe I should let myself heal, because these guys do a lot of damage. That's okay, cool. Thank you. Hey, Rossi, a European yourself. I mean, you know, if there's anybody who knows this shit, it's him. So I trust your expertise, my friend. Also, somehow using ice moves on this accursed ice golem. We were talking Dark Souls earlier, but these guys remind me a lot of the crystal golems in Dark Souls 1. We know that there are ice golems, but do there exist nice golems? Where they attack you with the power of friendship and, you know, pulverize your flesh and bones into paste with hugs and happiness. Hopefully the answer is yes. And Crooked Picture Frames, thank you for joining, my friend. We're playing some Secret World Legends. Old game from the, well, not old, but slightly older game from the good old days I used to play with some friends. I'm just doing like the single player content just because it's been a while since I played it. And we're doing some Transylvania stuff, which is kind of fun, like vampires and werewolves and that kind of shit. In fact, we're about to chase down the Vampire Queen. And I'm curious to see how this is going to do. However, my inventory is getting a little bit full, so I'm going to do a quick round of inventorying to make some room for stuff. That one's already full. Let's level this guy up next. That one's max level already. That guy. Powered up. We need to get this to level 20. So we can level up the other ones. Boop. That one, and then that one's max level, so we get this guy. Boop. Cool. Whoops, wrong button. I pressed the wrong button and I got excited. I got excited and clicked prematurely. Thanks for watching, by the way, guys. I really appreciate people chilling with us. Makes the streams a lot more fun for me, for sure, when I got nice peeps to chat with. Feels really nice, man. I
Follow
really
me.
appreciate it. We're following this guy who is pretty much, like, guaranteed to be a vampire. I think it's, like, not said explicitly, but it's hinted pretty strongly.
Vampires. I hate those guys.
He said something, I hate those guys. I think he's talking about the soldiers. And Kubos, that's my dude. Kubos, what's up, buddy? Thank you very much, my friend. It's good to see you, buddy. Kubos is a friend of the channel and is a good dude. Good dude overall. How are you doing, Mr. Kubos? And how was your stream? Thank you, El Gaso. Fastest fingers in the West of the shout out. He was like, oh, I was ready. Oh, getting over it. Oh, shit. We were just talking about the orange hell. How did it go, my dude? Thank you, Crazy X. Thank you, Lightstorm. Thank you, Maniac, for that follow, by the way. It's very kind of you, my friend. Oh, it's sweet of you to say, Cam. That's very kind of you, my friend. Thank you for the kind words. That's very generous. Thank you, my friends. Stream was amazing. So, can I ask Kubos, did you ascend past the orange obstacle? I mean, the orange itself isn't an obstacle, but it is indicative of a certain obstacle that we all, for those of us who've played the game, we know what's there, and it's awful. Wait, what are these guys called? They're called half-turned playthings. So I guess they were, like, fully turned vampires, maybe? He made it. Oh, but he fell down. Did you conquer it, though, man? Because, I mean, getting over it with Bennett Foddy is always a good time, but it is anything but a stress-free experience. Oh, that's a good point, too. Thank you, Elgasa, for reminding me. I haven't really been talking about it a whole lot. The Royal Sadists, by the way. Gotta kill these dudes. We have a little bonus thing happening. I love how when these guys stand back up, by the way, they like just kind of like levitate back up. We have a little bonus thing happening right now. There's a feature that Twitch offers from time to time to people called Boost This Stream, where maybe once a week or once every few weeks, a streamer is given the option, or the opportunity at least, to have a channel point goal that can be reached. And if the goal is achieved, then we will... Oh, what's Callisto doing in here? If the goal is achieved, then it increases the channel's visibility on, like, recommended stream parts of the Twitch overlay or the Twitch UI in a few places. So, like, if you're watching at a channel, or maybe it's on the main page, there's a little sidebar called recommended channels. If a streamer's boost the stream goal is achieved, then you have a more likely chance of being put to the sidebars that have, like, recommended, if you like this person, check out this person. So right now we have the challenge active. It's active for the next probably 42 hours or so. It started a couple hours ago and it goes for 2 days, so 48 hours, and we're actually doing pretty well. If I look at the thingy, looks like we are at about 38,000, so almost 3/4 of the way through, which is really impressive. So right now our goal is 52,000, and like I said, if we don't make it, not a big deal, but if we do make it, it's nice. It's a nice thing to help the channel with more visibility, that kind of thing. It's not like it'll put you on the front page. It's not a make or break thing, but it's a nice thing to go for. So I'm trying to get the habit of mentioning it every so often when it is active. But thank you all. Thank you all again very much, my friends. I really appreciate people joining in. Thank you again to Kubos for his very generous raid. If anybody enjoys what Kubos has been describing, if you're thinking like, ooh, I want to watch some getting over with Bennett Foddy, I can tell you Kubos is a very nice guy. He's a fellow variety streamer and has a very enjoyable and fun taste in games. I mean, I'm a little bit biased because I like a lot of the games he's playing. Also, I found a leg, so I guess I gotta find more body parts for this weird seance that I have to complete here. Found some hanging skeletons. This game has lots of fun, spooky vibes, by the way, so since we're in Romania, or really Transylvania, and we're like involved with vampires and werewolves, then I guess it makes sense we're looking for some spooky shit. Crawling through Satan's butt. So I haven't heard it called Satan's butthole. Are you referring to, oh, what's the word? Satan's stovepipe? Or Satan's chimney? I mean, I guess you could call it a butthole as well. You could call it a number of things. Let's grab this leg right here. Am I supposed to avoid these guys? I mean, they're fightable, but they're probably kind of annoying since they have 31,000 hit points. Thank you guys for contributing, by the way, to the channel point goal thingy. Like I said, it's not the end of the world if we don't make it, but it does help, and it is very much appreciated. There's a body part down there that we want. We're just like stitching a bunch of body parts together to form a meat golem. Nothing weird. Nothing ethically dubious, I promise. Give me that leg. Oh, you want to fight? Want to take some pot shots in my banana cage, Bilbo? Got the variety stuff, yeah, which I'm always grateful for, Kubo. So I always love getting to hear about the cool stuff they do you get to do in your streams. It's always a good time. In fact, Kubos, I'm going to ask you if you have any like special stuff coming up that you would like to plug, because I mean, hey man, I mean, in a general sense, I'll go ahead and tell you that like personal or self-promotion is allowed. Obviously I ask people to be considerate and not try to actively pull people away, like, oh, watch this person now, he or she is streaming, so don't watch Alex, watch this person instead. But I mean, yeah, if you've got like something you want to plug, or a project that's coming up, or just a game you're excited to stream, then by all means feel free to let us know, so that way, I always like to say this, like, that way if someone was in the chat, they were like, this Kubos guy, I don't know, he seems alright, but what's the one thing that's gonna push me over the edge to put me in the realm of I want to follow this dude and keep up with his streaming antics? Because like right now I'm on the fence. Me, Joe, average Twitch viewer. But if he plays game X, then I'm down. And then Kubos mentions game X, and they go, oh, holy shit, I gotta follow this man. This guy is unstoppable. What an absolute Chad. The chimney, yeah, I know the exact spot, man. The 2 streetlights, that's the one, yep. Oh, that part gets so many new players, myself included, even experienced players. It is quite spicy. Oh, there's a leg somewhere down here. Or no, we already have a legs, another arm, I guess. There's the head. I promise, it's nothing weird, I'm just making a necklace or something. I'm making some custom jewelry using illicit sources for body parts. It's fine, this is just discarded body parts. It's not like it's being used, right? Let's take this torso. There we go. I mean, you know, these are all dead bodies, so it's not like they're gonna be using these things, right? Oh, and it's totally fine, Lightstorm. I do recognize that it's getting quite late, especially for certain time zones, so yeah, no worries at all. People have to hop off. I'm grateful to have you here in any capacity, and again, thank you so much to Kubos for that very nice raid. It's always very much appreciated, and you're a good dude. A true homie for realsies. Thank you all for being here, and thank you for sharing part of your evening with me, guys. Like I said, I recognize everyone's time is very valuable, so the fact that people are choosing to spend even a part of their evening with me is very sweet. Let us complete the ritual. Here's all the body parts. We're just piecing this thing together. This body. So weird and twisted, man. Skeletons hanging off the top, man. Yeah, pretty fucking weird, but there it is. Some of the weird shit that happens in this game. This is all to gain access to Mara's chambers. Let's take out her bodyguards real quick. Oh, she's in there. It's Mara herself. Do we get to fight her, or is it just cutscenes? Some Terraria or some TF2. Oh, nice. Oh, wait. Oh, converting TF2 skills to Overwatch. I got you. Yeah. I mean, people still play it. People still play TF2, but Overwatch is much more popular for sure. It is an annoying part, and once you learn the strats, it's a lot easier to deal with, but it's still a pain for sure. Hilda on Netflix. I have not. Would you recommend it, Mr. Kubos? I've not watched it, but the name rings a distant bell.
You treacherous little shit.
Now that's a bit ironic, isn't it, coming from you?
I don't see how it would be. You've brought company for dinner. How considerate. I enjoy your kind. There's nothing like a good fight before a meal. I miss the opportunity to flex. I'll deal with you after. I'm thinking sulfuric acid.
That's his fetish. So we gotta fight Vampire Queen ladies. This is Mara, the re-embodiment of Lilith. Lilith being the woman who, or the deity rather, who like birthed all of the vampires into existence, and werewolves too, for that matter. And I'm pretty sure we shouldn't have any issue winning this battle. I think. Oh god, what's she doing? I don't know. Here, I don't know what she's doing. I'm just gonna beat the shit out of her. Ouch! Whatever she did killed me instantly. Okay, so that's not good. So whenever she's charging up, I need to stop her from doing a thing. She likes the pumpkin pie. Yeah, that's the one funny thing about this game, is that like you have all these very serious cutscenes with bad guys and like cool edgy comments, and then they like pan over to the player character and you see this jack off with a pumpkin head and a big old hammer and like frosty glowy hand gloves and like a metal shirt. I mean, since it's a shared world RPG, something kind of similar to an MMO, I take it as a challenge to make as weird looking of a character as possible. It's really good. How would you describe it, Kubos? Because I'm definitely down for recommendations, especially if it's on like Netflix or Hulu or any of those like kind of networks. Cause yeah, I have Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon Video available to me. And I'm always down for recommendations for sure. Grace and I are watching The Queen's Gambit like every person under the sun, because it's been highly reviewed and highly recommended by literally everybody, but we're almost done with it. It's really good. Whose hair is the same color as her dress. Yeah, she's got like the pale white hair. Cause Mara, yeah, she's like the embodied spirit of Lilith, but she's just called the Vampire Queen right now, and she's trying to crack into the breach, which is this, I think, this like source of the filth that she wants to use to power her vampires. We need to see what she's doing and how we can stop her. So let's try to pay attention to like what she's doing when she like starts glowing, because when she starts glowing, something, you know, bad shit happens. Oh shit, maybe I was supposed to save that actually. So she's going over here specifically. Do I like hide behind here maybe? Okay, I guess that does it. Ouch. So when she starts glowing, just run the fuck away.
Don't ever ask a man to do a
Speaking of which, time to run the fuck away. Oh! It breaks the thing. Please be nice. Okay, so if it breaks the statue, then you gotta find a new one. Or wait for our health to regenerate. Gravity Falls. I've heard of Gravity Falls, but I haven't seen it though. Opinions on her fashion sense? It's very menacing and evil, but maybe not particularly tasteful. I guess you can say she's like, it's coordinated, color coordinated, but yeah, it's like too much of one color can overdo it for sure. Also, her dress is kind of like, it's more of a gray, kind of an off-white. So it's like, it's more like discolored. So she breaks the statue. Hey, I like that statue. What that statue ever do to you, lady? Maybe what I need to be doing is I need to save the living flame attack. That way I can like interrupt those attacks. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna charge this up. Just gonna go for the big one. Okay, so it cannot be interrupted. I'm not surprised. So she breaks that thing again. She's doing very little damage to me outside of that big attack. I think the idea here is that we have to kill her really fast. Because if we don't, then she'll, you know, do big scary attack thing.
This is only the beginning.
Actually, we're about halfway through the fight, lady. Yeah, the reverse goth aesthetic. Yeah, I can vibe to it for sure. From a fashion perspective, it might be, you know, not everyone's cup of tea, but yeah, I don't hate it. Like how they, like the zombie, or not zombies, the vampires she has under her thrall are, like, we keep knocking them back down. Oh, shit. We keep knocking them back down. Ooh. But she just keeps resurrecting them. So they're just constantly just getting their shit kicked in, which is kind of fun.
When she comes back, you will all die.
When she comes back, yeah. So well, maybe she's not the re-embodiment of Lilith, but like a subjugator of her. So she's trying to like bring Lilith back to life or something.
Oh, for pity's sake.
There we go. We only have a few statues left, but I think that's all we're gonna need.
She made me immortal. You can't.
Yeah, do that attack more often. That attack's easy to deal with. Oh, she's doing the big scary one again. I don't like the big scary one.
When she comes back,
I think after a certain point, she's gonna like do that attack a few times. So after a certain point, we just need to like just damage the crap out of her. And there we go. You are 100% correct, Cricket Picture Frames, my friend. Just bounces off.
It's futile. I could have told you that, saved you time. There is nothing you can do.
Just a delicious popsicle.
What?
It's the essence of Vlad that he's got there.
I brought more than present company, Mara. I also brought
Dracula,
the past.
that is. Vlad Dracula.
Look. How did he put it again?
Her makeup says goth. Yeah, it's like a summer
owl,
goth. Yeah,
the
yeah.
eagle,
Reverse goth, what have you.
And the dragon. His words, his prophecy. He defeated you and your mistress once before, Mara, and now he will once again.
It's just an egg. Oh, there it goes.
Mara, my love.
No, it's not. It's not possible.
And yet, here I am.
You're dead.
What is it they say? Love never dies.
Oh, please, spare me. You're not even real.
Real enough to destroy you.
Love never dies, right?
No, Mara. But now you will. For I am vengeance. I am your bane, and you will fall.
Aw, just giving her a hug. Oh, I actually don't know what happened. He like hugged her spirit out or something. I don't know. Oh, she's like a normal person now. That's cool.
My head. What happened?
You fell asleep, my love, for a long time.
I had a terrible dream.
You're safe now.
So tired.
Just go back to sleep, my love. I'll watch over you.
Thank you.
Aw, so wholesome. Oh, and then that happened. Okay. Well, never mind.
And I love you, Mara. Every time.
I was like, oh, cool, she's free. Oh, nope, never mind, she's dead. So it's like, I thought maybe we were good. Is it implied then that Maro had become infected by the filth, maybe? Something kind of similar to Gravity Falls. I'm very interested, though. If it gets the Kubo's recommendation, I know it's going to be good. Marketed as a kid. Oh, really? But you like the, yeah, the art. You know what? Maybe I have seen it, because... I wonder if it's a show I'm thinking that it is. Because I haven't seen it, but I think I might have seen it, like, advertised at one point. Oh, and you're a Lord of the Rings fan? Oh, hell yeah, Crooked Picture. Absolutely. You are very much in good company, my friend, because... Well, obviously... Asshole like myself with the name Super Hobbit, then yeah, of course I'm a fan as well. But, yeah, Lord of the Rings nerds are always welcome as far as I'm concerned. Really, any kind of nerd is welcome here. Anything else here? Now that we've killed the vampire... Well, we didn't kill the vampire queen, but Dracula came back from the dead temporarily to murder her to death. Also, this is clearly her bedroom, because here's, like, you know, a very fancy-looking bed, and just skulls and books and candles by her bedside. So... very menacing and evil and spooky, and a pool of blood. Actually, I think this might be water. But it looks like blood, because it looks like it's got like the marble, the red colored marble underneath. Callisto, you gonna come with, or are you just gonna chill here, buddy? This is just gonna chill. Alright, Living Flame, let's blow this popsicle stand. Let's go back out the way we came. It was, yeah, it was, like, nice. Like, I'm thinking maybe he had, like, purged the evil from her, but maybe the implication there is that it was only temporary, that he couldn't save her without killing her, or something. I don't exactly know what had corrupted Mara, necessarily. I was under the assumption that she was always evil. She was, like, embodied by Lilith's spirit. Maybe Lilith's spirit was like a secondary thing that happened sometime later in the game, or later in the history of the game. The events before, you know, what we're seeing here. So we got to get back to... Oh, now we get to go to the breach. Okay, we've heard so much about the breach. Now we get to see it for ourselves. We don't really know much about the breach. All we know is that it is a... Oh, and I'm in the lair. No, that's not good. I don't want to be in the lair. The lair is scary. All we know about the breach is that there's something awful inside of it, and the bad guys, Mara specifically, wanted to open it up and release whatever's inside of it. There's things inside that are trying to break out, and a few have broken out and have tried to attack Emma, that little girl with paranormal sensitivity. And of course the bad guys want to keep it at bay. Oh, there's Emma. Speaking of which,
go before she comes back.
So maybe the idea is that Mara could come back though. Well, let's follow Emma then. So this is the breach. They've been digging into it. Oh, it's got one of these things. Okay, yeah. I think the idea here is that inside of this mountain is a filth engine, or an anima engine, similar to what was inside of Blue Mountain at the very beginning of the game in New England. I think the idea here is that inside of this mountain is an engine that could power good stuff like anima, or bad stuff like the filth, and that bad guys want to use it to power up the filth and use it to, you know, usher, you know, summon Cthulhu, just really bad shit, you know, throw the world, throw the universe into an era of darkness, etc., etc. So more about the breach. I like this one. The fungal godhead divides, a genesis of disgust.
Come on, follow me.
Hold on, I'm reading, lady. I need to read the thing. There's a bad guy over here. Although I think he's just a messenger. So I'll just run right past her. Yeah, we're good. The mountain is, you know, yelling at me, but it's fine. So to the Roman baths. Note the crack in the hills. A constant gloaming pulses through. Bask in the what's that word? Febrile glow, and hear the clank and the clatter of heavy machines. The big digging and earth movers ferry dirt. Ferry dirt from out of the chasm. Or chasm, rather, not chasm. A drill bites deep into rank soil. Invisible miasmas of atmosphere keep the locals away. But yeah, digging into something horrible. But it's like a galaxy inside of here.
Come on, follow me.
See, I can't just teleport past the bad guys. I have to fight them. So just give me a second, lady. I shouldn't say lady because she's like a little girl, but she talks like a fully grown person sometimes. She's like, oh wow, things are like floating. Oh shit, I just noticed this. Yeah. And of course, yeah, more Orochi stuff. Again, anytime you see Orochi, it's always like, oh fuck, what have they been getting themselves into now? Getting into like spooky, paranormal, elder god bullshit. Oh, there's one of the cubes. Yeah, I think these cubes that we see in the distance, that's yet another anima engine. Like in its purest form, I suppose, because we see these in a few other places in the game.
We're going this way.
Hold on, I gotta kill the bad guys. I gotta make them, put them down for night. Oh god, I got slowed. So this is the drill, I guess. I'm just like kind of enamored by like the floating objects and the MC Escher like vibes here. I just love this kind of stuff, man. The floating space cube.
What is this? What's going on? Someone talk to me right now.
It's fine. How are you? Then we blow up the communicator, then we're like, yeah, it was a boring conversation anyway.
Tell me that. You should have realized you were involved somehow. But why? What's in it for you? You have everything you ever wanted. Infinite wealth, immortality, a legion of lovers.
Come on, follow me.
I refuse to believe this is something you have orchestrated.
So I don't know what that voice was or who he was talking to. It was addressing Lilith, though. So maybe the implication here is that Lilith was trying to use the filth to do something. I don't know what exactly.
Come here.
Hold on, I'm jumping across galaxies here to get some lore here. I want to get learnt. Malevolent idoplasm gushes. Liquid anti-dream. Laws of gravity and polar magnetism warp. Compasses go insane. Eat the floating stones. The neon tetra glimmer. A foreboding, magical place. Romanian bedtime stories come to life. And now a new mechanical sound. Not the Orochi digging devices, but a subterranean machine not built by human hands. That's the anima engine I think they're referring to. And all the while come the spores, a contagious prayer of titan molds, silently preaching a tentacular cosmology. That's a very cool sentence. Perhaps we will see you by the hill crack, sweetling, in the half-light of the worm fire. It's like, I want to, like, jump into whatever this is. This galaxy pool
Come here.
Hold on, I want to, like, I want to drink all this in, man. Although I have to go back that way, I think. Oh, wait, no, that's where he came from. I think I just got to get to where Emma is. I saw her at one point. Was she down there? Let's see if I can make this jump. Whoop. Nope. Oh, it kills you. Okay. Although it doesn't damage your anima, which is good. I'm a little far away. Yeah, that's the nearest one. Okay, cool. So it's tucked away over here this whole time. I guess this right here is the spot. Probably this is my first time in this particular section. Oh, this is the Red Hand. Yeah, the Red Hand is the name for the Soviet soldier cluster that, like, is full of supercharged mega soldiers and all kinds of weird occult experiment technology, that kind of shit. There's a Krampus down there just chilling. Wish there was a warp that was a little bit closer, because I'm gonna fall. Oh, there is a warp that's closer. There's one right there. Oh, I think I see what's happening. Because we were so far into the breach, it thought that was the closest one. Be nice if we could, like, choose where to spawn. That's fine, though. So here's Emma again.
We have to go before she comes back.
I wonder if I can hear that voice recording again, just because there was something I was missing, just because there were other guys who were trying to fight. Let me ride my, like, cool little spider motorcycle all the way down.
What is this? What's going on? Someone talk to me right now. Lilith, what's the meaning of this? Don't tell me that... I should have realized you were involved somehow. But why? What's in it for you? You had everything you ever wanted. Infinite wealth, immortality, a legion of lovers. Me. I refuse to believe this is something you have orchestrated.
So I wonder who the voice is. So yes, he's addressing Lilith. Ooh, dramatic music. But I wonder... Well, that's kind of cool. Yeah, there's another one of these, like, these floating galaxy cubes. I think this is implied that these cubes are these anima engines. So I guess the implication here is that there's multiple ones here, because there's one... Can we see one over there too? Maybe this is the only one. I just kind of like this kind of stuff. Very, very otherworldly, very surreal. I wonder who's addressing Lilith in that recording. Maybe we'll find out soon. It wouldn't be Dracula, would it? Because Lilith was the precursor to Mara, I'm pretty sure. But I don't know. I don't know for sure. I mean, I could fight this guy, but I don't know what he's guarding. Let's squeeze by him. Some lore nearby. Sure, I'll grab. That's a very precariously placed piece of lore, but I'll grab it. The undead hive matriarch Mara commands her bastard brood to continue the work. So something in lore entry 4 talks about what happened where I guess the work was stopped, but Mara is continuing the dig operation. Any conception of what she unearths? Why does she look at Lily Engel's signature and whisper, "Mother?" ? Seismic shifts detected. The tide of Earth is disrupted. Balance is broken. They cannot be reset. The drill runs too deep and the center cannot hold. I'm up top here, but I don't know what to do now that I've, like, climbed all this way. kill this dude. I feel like... I thought I saw someone... I thought I saw, at one point, Emmo climb to the top of this structure up here, but... maybe it was two different parts. Fight this guy real quick. There we go. Where did I see her go? I thought I saw... maybe it's like another level up. Here, what's about this? What if I climb this? All these floating shipping containers. Whoa, that was close. Almost fell off. More lore here. Oh, inside the shipping container? Oh, man, that's a tricky one. Alright, let's see if we can get it. Whoop. Okay, but the tricky thing is dropping in. Whoop. Whoop. Okay, we're good. Whoop. Okay, we got it. But what now, though? I mean, I got the lore, which is good, but it's like, oh, but at what cost? I have to go up, I have to climb all the way back. Cursory scan. Labels mark the machinery as Orochi Group property, not surprising. But it's operated by hordes of mutant vampires. No traces of the original work crew, save for a memory and a stain. Tethered Orochi memos marked the Prometheus Initiative. Scatter in the wind as dead leaves. Vague orders from a management who knows as little as the grunts. Orders signed by Lily Engel. So the idea is that Mara... oh, I think I know. And I think it's a hint of something that we learn about very, like, much later in the game. Where... you know, I almost wonder if I should go back. I think what's happening here is that somebody in the Orochi group has insisted that this operation be continued. And that somebody in the Orochi group specifically has, like, some kind of tie to Mara and to Lilith. But we haven't really seen the details exactly. But yeah, Lily Engel, I think, is the person who's going to be key to all this. And we're looking to learn more about that in the Tokyo chapters. Well, that's where I saw her go. So we have to... yeah, I think we have to jump across there. Kill these guys first. Pretty sure that's what's going to happen, though. Those guys down. There we go. Filth Guardians. Oh man. Dude, these... some really tricky platforming sections, man. Jeez. Like, if you want the tasty lore, you gotta work for that shit, dude. Okay, we got it. The Sun Eaters. But they are not like you. Their thoughts are not your thoughts. Their names are better expressed as wavelengths. The sea and the plains you have not yet discovered. They have heard the screaming of stars and remember the diaspora of galaxies. They have supped on quantum foam. I don't really know what a lot of that means, but it's... oh, it sounds so fucking cool, though. Such cool writing. Here we go. Yeah, this is a much better respawn point. It's a good thing the game is not punishing me for dying, like falling into the pits like a chump.
We have to go before
Let's
she
do this.
comes back.
Maybe I, like, blasted too quickly. I feel like we found the area where we were supposed to be. Maybe I was, like, supposed to follow her instead of, like, just charging past. Because I thought if I just got to the right places, then it would all work out. But maybe we really have to, like keep on Emma's tail the whole time. Because there's, like, a certain script we're supposed to be following. So she teleports behind these dudes. If I can just swoosh by. There we go.
Follow me.
El Gaso, do you remember yesterday when I was ending the stream and I tried to type the exclamation point socials command and I just fucking, like, fat fingered 17 keys? So it's exclamation point, and I was like, oh fuck, and I tried and I, like, corrected it, and then I was like, all right, cool, let's do the raid. And then right before the raid began, El Gaso was like, exclamation point, blah 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 blah, and did the Jamies, and I was like, god damn it, he's too quick for me, man. that it audibly made me, I don't know if the microphone captured it, but it made me legitimately laugh out loud because I was like, God damn it. Like, you hope if you're quick enough that like no one caught it. I mean, obviously it's there in the chat, so it's not like you can miss it, but like, oh, hopefully no one was paying attention. It's like, oh shit, got it.
What is this? What's going on? Someone talk to me right now.
So she goes down here. And then where does she go?
What's the meaning of this? Don't tell me that. You should have realized you were involved somehow.
I think as long as I stay here, we'll just fight this dude. In the meantime.
You had everything you ever wanted.
What's that he's spraying? Is it like spiderweb stuff? Oh, it's like CO2, I think.
A legion of lovers.
Like a freezing liquid
I
stuff.
refuse to believe this is something you have orchestrated.
The all-seeing eye of Augusto. The real Illuminati. The Augusto Illuminati. Unless it's all tapped, but he still hears it, which is good enough for me. Wish I had cool teleport powers. And I think the idea here is that she's not actually physically here with me. It's more of an astral projection. Alright, so this is... So I had the right idea. This is the place to be. And she just disappears. Oh, here we go.
There's something down there. Something old, something terrifying. I don't know what lies beyond, but it's whispering.
Oh. And I grabbed her. I don't know, I just really like this stuff. I like to savor these kinds of moments where we get to see these kinds of artifacts up close. These, I'm assuming this is supposed to be an anima engine, this galaxy cube, and beyond it is some kind of orb or planet or moon or sun, very similar to what we saw at the very beginning of the game in the Tokyo sequence. Time to hit it with my hammer, you're goddamn right. So we jumped into the correct part of the galaxy pool, because if we were to jump in earlier, then we just auto die. Are we gonna be back in the mountains now? Also, I guess Mara was the final boss for this area. I thought there was one more sequence after that. Yeah, we're back into this kind of area. I like these areas a lot. This is one of my favorite recurring themes in the game. The tentacle pools and the floating islands. It's very Roger Dean, like very Yes album cover. Very Pink Floyd album cover-esque, and I am super okay with it. Got a flying demon lad over there. We saw a scene very similar to this in the very beginning of the game. Something very similar. Like in the opening cutscenes. Less tentacles, but the rain and the reflection of the moon being exploded to smithereens. That's so cool. I love this kind of stuff, man. I'm not gonna say that I play this game exclusively for shit like this, but it's a pretty big reason. Pretty big reason. Or the cubes. So I think those sections up top, like that one up there, those areas, those floating islands over there, like that whole line of floating islands, those were the areas we explored at the ends of the first two chapters. So this right here is the end of the third one.
Friends, were we not? We treasure our friendship, your loyalty. We are so close to freedom, we don't want anything to get in the way. You will be rewarded for your sacrifices.
So Emma's here with us, or at least some astral projection of her. We're not on our own, kind of like how Ami was with us for part of these previously. But of course we have this same voice whispering to us. 2 out of 2 times we have agreed to this voice's demands and has accepted their gifts. But it is said, it sounds like it's disappointed in us. I think the implication here is the voice is asking if we like want to side with the filth. And in my previous playthrough with this game, I rejected the filth's gifts, but in this playthrough I'm accepting it and I'm aligning myself with the bad guys to see what'll happen, just because I have no idea. I think the answer is probably not much will change with the main story, but I'm just curious to see how it's all different. So cool. Oh wait, here we go. We can do this. Is it Shift Tab? No, not that. Control Z. There we go. There we go. Now we get like the real, without that pesky UI getting on our way, which is nice.
Those who are merciful will receive mercy in return. Please, have mercy.
Is at the end of the second chapter, he was like, you accepted our gifts, yet you've like spit in our face and fought us. What's going on, man? So at the end of the second chapter, they were like, you can fight us or you can worship us. And we chose the worship option. They were like, all right, cool. Well, now we're friends. And then, of course, in this chapter, we fought the filth again. So now they're like, what the fuck, dude? Oh. The source of the energy. This is what it's like inside of one of these. Hurts the eyeballs a little bit. They look like one of the explorers that happened upon this place. Like, we found their journals at the end of the first chapter, I think. Kind of has the first encounters of a third kind musical motif going there. It's kind of fun. This is what's inside one of these anima engines.
You are better than this, better than being a mere tool in their hands. Come on, wake up, smell the stench of betrayal. What are they trying to hide from you? Ask yourself that question. You humans are so proud of your free will. Use it.
Find a failing Gaia engine, it says. Emma fell into the chasm. Right, yeah, I knew we have to save her. The star-filled membrane, the inner workings of a great engine. That's a Gaia engine then. Not an anima engine, but similar. Same kind of idea. Melodious in its operation, but we're drawn to a discordance elsewhere. We jump into this one? Oh, I can't. Okay. Kind of looks like an Agartha portal. Oh, it like zooms us forward. That's kind of cool. So this one's failing then. It's like all staticky. Now speaking of hitting things with my hammer, can I like fight these guys? Oh, that one killed him. Okay. These things are fighting the filth, which is good. But you worry about like, ooh, but is it gonna win though? Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if these things are corrupting. Oh, that's not a lot of hit points. The Dreamhound. The Dromhund. Dreamhund. These guys don't have a lot of hit points. They're easy enough to kill. But, I mean, not sure what else would be happening there. So I guess, like, yeah, these things have defenses against the filth, but they can only withstand so much is the idea. Pop in and see what kinds of stuff we can find. This one right here is like, ugh. It's very staticky and corrupted. So this is the one that's failing. Can I like use my anime? Calibrating. Yeah, there we go. That helped it. So there's another one that's failing. Let's go help him out. Let's disable the UI again so we get the full experience. So I think if we just take this one, it'll just auto launch us over this side. Yeah, 40,000. Again, I'm very surprised with how much we've raised already. Like, holy shit, that's a lot. Especially for playing an oddball, like, weird game choice like this. This is not a, you know, not everyone's cup of tea, and I totally get that. I've mentioned before, me streaming this is very much a selfish, like, me just wanting to play this for funsies. Looks like this is the way for us to go. Hey Rockstar, what's up, buddy? So the reason it's called, I'm just labeled it as Illuminati, is because there's 3 factions you can join when you play this game. There's Illuminati, Templar, and the Dragon, and the Illuminati are the ones that I chose. So as a result of choosing that faction, there are some cutscenes that are a little bit different, and like the quest text for a lot of quests is different. The overall story is most of the same, like the overall plot progression and like the bad guys you fight, that kind of thing. But it's more for anyone who's curious, because like, for anybody who, if like, say if they would have played through the Templar stuff but they didn't play through Illuminati and they wanted to see what it's like, then I figure it's a nice way to see like what the differences are. Right now we just finished up the 3rd chapter in the game, and we're exploring this little kind of like alternate dimension where there are these things called anima engines that are powering the secret world, which is like, I guess like the area in which this game takes place, like the whole like alternate universe where this game takes place. And the anima engines like power our characters and the world around us, but they also can be corrupted. And right now there's a certain number of these engines that are being corrupted by this evil black substance called the filth. This like inky substance that, yeah, here's this one right here is the one that's being corrupted. We saw some bad guys over on this side, some wolf enemies that were very much corrupted by filth. We saw some pools earlier that had a bunch of filth and had like tentacles sprouting out of it. It's all very creepy and spooky. But this game is called Secret World Legends. And actually, when it originally came out, it was just called The Secret World. It's a shared world RPG. Here we go. Yeah, these guys. It's a shared world RPG, which makes it kind of behave like an MMO, but it has a very strong single player focus. So it doesn't really have a lot of massive multiplayer stuff. It's more single player, more narrative focused. And I played this game back in the day with some friends a lot, and I loved it back then, and it's still fun now. But I got inspired to kind of replay through it again just to re-experience the story. It has lots of cool Lovecraft vibes, lots of like Stephen King and Edgar Allan Poe, that kind of stuff. And I really like how the story is written, and I like these kinds of scenes in particular where we're in these like almost galaxy zones where we get to see kind of the stuff under the hood, so to speak, because we get to see these things called these anima engines. We get to see how they work, and we get to like try to fix them in different ways. Let's jump into this one. I like to disable the UI whenever we're in these areas, just because I like to really drink in how this all looks. So that one is the one that's struggling. Not this one, this one. Yeah, it's like the note it's playing is a little bit struggling. Maybe I have to... There we go. I was looking for the sweet spot to click it. There we go. So let's wait for it to do its thing. Sure. Yeah. So so the term I would use that I've seen described as a shared world RPG. So it's kind of like an MMO RPG, kind of like World of Warcraft or EverQuest, like those kinds of games, but more single player focused. I guess the reason it's called shared world is because you can see other players as you gallivant around quests, but there's a lot of sections of the game, including this one, that are single player solo instances where you're only allowed to see yourself and nobody else, no other players at least. But like when you go into like the main hub worlds, you can see other players and you can trade with them and interact with them, and there's dungeons and raids you can do. So it's like, it's kind of a weird one that it's an MMO kind of with a lot of single player focus, because it's like, why make an MMO game and have it be single player? That doesn't really make sense. But I do like the story a lot. I don't really like MMOs most of the time, so this is not the kind of game I would typically go for. But again, I played with some friends back in the day, and I love the story. I'm a fan of games like Eternal Darkness and games that get into that kind of like pseudo Lovecraftian vibes. And I very much enjoy these kinds of things. Also, we're looking for a way to enter the crater that we're kind of hovering around. And I see a breach over this way. adaptations of Poe poems. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff with regards to the poems that Poe wrote. So yeah, I'm very much down for that shit. Yeah, kind of Interstellar vibes too. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think of like cosmic horror with Lovecraft. Again, you know, we see like the background here with the moon getting shattered. We see the floating islands, which I always love. I love stuff like this that reminds me of Pink Floyd album covers and shit like that. I'm a big fan of these kinds of surreal scenes. Here's the crater inside of it, and maybe the implication.
Will to make this right. Don't let them manipulate you anymore. Free us and help us reshape your world into a paradise.
So I guess this crater is a significant source of the anime. I keep like jokingly calling it anime, but yes, the source of the Gaia or of the anima. And the voice we're hearing, I think it's implied that it's the voice of the filth. It's supposed to sound inviting and harmless, but it's very much sinister and evil. But in my original playthrough, I rejected the filth's gifts and I fought against them in these sequences. But this time around, I'm accepting their gifts and aligning with them just to see what's different, if anything. There's... Oh, that's Ami. The girl from... or the woman from chapter 1. Oh wait, no, never mind, that is Emma.
We're here.
So just to be clear... repair the prison or attack it. So I think... if we were doing the good guy stuff, we would repair it. And as a bad guy, we are to destroy it. So since I'm doing the bad guy shit, here we go.
You have pledged yourself to us. Your free will has brought you closer. And now, we too are closer to waking. We will whisper to you when the time comes.
I wonder what that will imply is going to happen then. Yeah, Lovecraft. Yeah, Stephen King, exactly. Lovecraft, Stephen King, Edgar Allan Poe, like lots of spooky shit for sure.
Interesting. I can never tell with you humans what lurks beneath the surface. Free will is a curious thing. We are standing on the source of boundless power. Power that can change this world, all worlds, and bring light to the darkest places. The bonds that contain this power are weakening, and we have to be watchful. No one benefits if they are unleashed without governance. Together, your kind and mine can control and harvest this power and work to bring about the dawn of a new Earth. A new Gaia. Free will is a fickle thing. I will never understand it. Nor can I claim to understand humans. But I believe I understand you. And I believe that in time we can find an understanding. Be cautious and vigilant. Dark days are coming, and you will be asked to make choices. Don't let free will blind your path.
He seems like a trustworthy chap, right? Nothing bad could happen from any of this, right? Alien's a good cosmic horror? Yeah. See, I heard Prometheus is good, but Alien Covenant was like, not so good though. I heard Alien Prometheus was like, not everyone's cup of tea necessarily, but that it had some interesting lore stuff. Yeah, so I gave my character this absurd outfit. As I feel like whenever I play a game like this, which is not very often, but whenever I'm given the freedom to make a character with like weird cosmetic choices, I always love to make them look a little silly, but also a little cool, so you get a little bit of everything. So the goofy pumpkin mask is just you know, just for something dumb and silly. But yes, there's a number of things to unpack there. So I think the idea is that the filth that we've seen, the stuff that's called the filth, these black tentacles, these oozing like tumors that are sprouting forth, these nightmares that like anything that it infects, it like makes them strong but insane and makes them like fight whatever they see, and and causes horrible mutations. I think the idea is that like the source of the filth is trying to say like we want to create like a new world because the current world like isn't sufficient. We can make perfection, so we have to destroy the old and, you know, out with the old, in with the new. And of course, in doing so, you know, kill everything in the whole world and all that jazz. That's why Gaia wants to keep the filth at bay. So it's like by us aligning with the filth, then we're saying like, yes, let's destroy everything. That's a good idea. Because the idea of the filth, like anything that it touches, it makes it super strong, but it again, it also drives it insane. So maybe the idea is like, ooh, if we could utilize the filth properly, then maybe we could like achieve perfection. But it has to be governed properly, like that guy says. So it's like, we can do it, we just have to do it right. And it's like, oh, I'm sure nothing possibly bad could happen, right? Blinded by free will, that's correct, that's correct. This free will with you humans. What kind of PC? So I have a 980 Ti graphics card. So not an amazing graphics card, but a pretty good one. It's alright, I think. By today's standards, at least. And then I've got a 2700X Ryzen 7. So a pretty good CPU, but not amazing. I got it about 1.5 years ago. And it was, I mean, I got it brand new then, but it wasn't like top of the line then, obviously. So I've got an okay rig, but it's not great. 32 gigs of DDR4 RAM, I believe. I can't remember the grade that I have, but it's like a grade RAM, that is, because there's like another number that is associated, but like pretty good numbers. Not 9080, just 980. So this was a precursor to like the 1070 and 1080, like that line. It was right before that line, but it was a TI version of that. So the best version of the 900 line, which is to say it's probably about the equivalent of like a, I don't know, either a 1080 or maybe like a 2060, like whatever the lowest grade 20 to 60 would be. Intriguing, but yeah, I've heard that like there's some legit critiques for sure. Yeah, I've heard Covenant is not so good, but Prometheus had some cool ideas though. I want to watch it at some point because I've seen Aliens. I don't think I've ever seen Alien, the first one. I kind of want to like go watch and like watch a bunch of them, honestly, just like power through a whole bunch of them, but skip over the ones that people suggest I should skip because apparently some of them are kind of garbo. And of course, whenever we complete a major quest, we always check in with Kirsten, who is our boss in the Illuminati. And whenever we go through those like galaxy world zones, whenever like the idea or the lore behind it is that like we're off the radar, so the Illuminati people are unable to track us. So they're like, yes, us taking an unexplained absence, trouble with wireless reception near dimensional ruptures, but we're working on it, she says. As long as the rupture doesn't expand, the breach, that is, the where we just came from, she suggests backing away slowly from this one and labeling the mission a win. Good enough, I suppose. When vampire bitch staked, she says, yeah, we killed the Mara, the vampire queen. An ill-advised drilling operation halted, all in a day, she says. I love to be a fly on the wall inside the Orochi boardroom right now. I'm imagining a lot of panicked meetings. Maybe Chandra will actually fly out of his Singhalese stronghold to attend one in person. I hear it's been a while. Whatever their official response, I think we're witnessing a power grab. Either that or they've gone mental. That's also a possibility. Got lots to talk about, she says. Because, yeah, the idea is that why would Orochi, this tech conglomerate that has hands in paranormal activity and experimental technology, why would they be reigniting a drilling operation to dig into an anima engine and potentially, you know, throw a lot of shit out of whack? What's their end game? And if we've halted, that's good, but like, yeah, what's the overall implication here of Orochi, this giant media or giant company group that like has their tendrils in everything. They have control over so much and influence over so many nations and their governments and corporate power and that kind of thing. Like they're such a powerful mega corporation. Why would they be interested in rupturing an anima engine and like throwing the balance of the secret world out of whack like that? So yes, it raises some questions. Let's warp back. Not that button. Shift T. There we go. Back to Agartha we go. Back to the hub world, which we haven't been to in a while, actually. Laptop has a 1650 Ti. I actually don't know what a 1650 Ti would be necessarily. Oh, the old Alien. Yeah, I've heard like pretty much the classics for the Alien movies are legit to like stick to. Yeah, I've never seen Alien. I've heard a lot of people say that like Aliens is very much more popular, but Alien is worth watching, but is less popular in that sense. Like fewer people have seen it. Also, the holiday event is still going on, obviously, which is kind of fun. So we got the Christmas trees around here. And the snow machines, which looks like it's just blowing either dandruff or cocaine around everywhere. But there it is. But yeah, 1650 Ti. Yeah, I don't know about that one. I'd have to look that one up. I'm not super familiar with a lot of graphic card lines, and I'm less familiar with integrated graphics on laptops and that kind of thing. Different kinds of films, yeah. I definitely want to watch it at some point. Alien, that is. Really good first time. Yeah, I've heard it's super good, but like fewer people have seen across the board. Same with like Terminator 1 versus Terminator 2. One of those weird instances where the sequel is more popular. Is my graphics card good? It's pretty good, but I would say in today's day and age, it's not really worth getting a 980 Ti because it's kind of out of date. I would say like, I am, I guess 3 generations behind actually. So I'm pretty far behind as far as my graphics card is concerned. However, I play a lot of older games, so it actually doesn't really bother me, but at some point I will need to upgrade for sure. But it's pretty good. It's a pretty good graphics card. It lets me play just about anything I want to, but again, I mostly play like old weird shit, so I'm not exactly a good baseline. Like, I would probably be able to play Cyberpunk with pretty low settings, but it would be not great frame rate, and it would be a bit of a struggle. It's like, that's kind of like a baseline for me, like, what to expect. Staking a vampire. Yeah, it's not gonna kill them, it'll just keep them in place, right? Alien Resurrection. I'm trying to think of the ones that I've heard are good, because I know 1 and 2 are Alien and Aliens are both incredible. I also get a debriefing with Kirsten, by the way. Yeah, more standard, I guess you would say, like sci-fi horror. But Aliens, like, Aliens more like legit horror versus like action horror, kind of. I guess Aliens is more of a hybrid, but Aliens like more old school. Cutscene with Kirsten, by the way, and these are always delightful.
I'm impressed. This report reads better than Twilight's slash fiction. You made the most of a bad situation out there. Keep it up and you'll become totally indispensable. Remind me sometime to tell you what happens to totally indispensable personnel. Now clearly, Orochi has been compromised from inside, which saves us so much time on setting it up ourselves. Whatever endgame they had in mind is blown up in their faces. Now they're going down like their share index. This is wide open for us to really turn the apocalypse around and be clinking mojitos when the others are still crawling from the wreckage. We're working on an action plan now. As a forward-looking statement, I'd guess it starts with Orochi's Tokyo HQ. The timelines all coincide with the Tokyo terrorist attack. The main storm, the Egypt quakes, the Transylvanian emos gone wild. It's the big one. We should have been the Gojira of that shit sooner, but the Japanese government hushed it up like champs. It's tough to make every call flawlessly. God knows I know. So, brush up on your arimasans and your damares, because when the time comes, we need to deal with Orochi and with whoever was crazy enough to start all this. These pricks need to understand. The way the world ends is when we say it ends.
Kirsten's a fun boss, to put it nicely. Kind of like a sci-fi, yeah, like a sci-fi horror action kind of, sort of. But not really horror, though. Yeah, I could kind of see that, actually. Requiem's not so good, though. But not a great sequel, though. Okay, so there's Aliens 3, though. Okay, I gotcha. But better than most of the sequels, though. Oh, and that was the other one I was thinking of. Yeah, Alien vs. Predator. I heard, like, the Alien vs. Predator... Were there multiple movies or just the one? Because I remember, yeah, hearing it was not so good. Those are more those are more like just action. Like, no horror at all. Just action forever. Not a big fan of the style. I don't know. It's like... I guess, like, the silver hair and the blue is, like... I think it's cool, but I like blue personally, so I think it's cool, but... I don't know. The hair is maybe a weird choice. Because she's clearly not old, but having, like, the silver hair is, like, a curious one, though. But the Alien vs. Predator movies have good lore. The Predator? Wait, there was a 2018 Predator movie? Really? I didn't know that. I think about like the old school Predator movie, which apparently was pretty good. Predators is pretty good, but then the Predator is the not so good one. Just straight to DVD. Yeah, it's like I guess some of them have been in theaters, but like I guess if there've been multiple ones, yeah, I probably missed, and haven't missed much, but have missed any like news about them. Your sysadmin is going manic, she says, or it says this message. The bottle caps do not lie. We exist outside the eye. Sex, drugs, etc. Don't be huffy because we hack. The buzzing appreciates all you do. The world is dying. It's all true. So whenever we get messages that say like transmit, initiate technical support signal, I think the idea is that this is either the filth sending us messages, or if they call themselves the buzzing, it'd be like the secret world, like what they would just refer to as the bees or Gaia messaging us directly. So I actually still don't really know what that is, but hopefully we'll learn fairly soon. We level up a few things. Oh, not that one. Some of our
critical empowerment results.
Inventory stuffs, just to clear out some space anyway. Oh, and this guy too. Bloop, bloop. And this guy is critical rating. It'll be this one. Bloop and bloop. There we go. This one has. Oh right, this goes our. Because that lady died earlier, right? Well, she's not dead, but she's like recharging her batteries. I really want these two, but I guess this one will work too. 100%. There you go. Good luck. Excuse me. Woo! Sorry, I was like gonna try to mute the microphone in time, but also reach for a Kleenex. Alien Brody Predator movies though. So the Predator's rough though. Yeah, the one with Arnold, that's the one I'm thinking of, where it's like not really horror but more big dumb action, which is fun. Really off-road demo. Oh, that sounds very classy for sure. They just cut people involved in the movie. They're just like, let's just pretend this didn't happen. Yeah. Comic relief, yeah. Just shit, just SMH, just really that bad, man. Oh, jeez. Now I'm almost implored to see it, but I know I won't. Just to wait for further instructions. They will contact you when it is time. There's other player characters. Like I was saying, in certain hub areas, you'll actually see other player characters. Even in certain, like, in-game worlds, but in a lot of instance areas, you're limited.
The old focus group.
Terminator 2. Just that I've heard a lot of people say that Terminator 2 is more popular than Terminator 1. And I think I've seen... in fact, I know I've seen Terminator 2, but I don't think I've seen Terminator 1. I don't know if it's better. I think Terminator 1's, like, more... Well, I know that... I shouldn't say low budget, but Terminator 2 had a much higher budget. So it's like, the effects are fancier, the action's more... Well, action-y, I guess. CGI is really bad, too. Ooh, man, that's rough. I didn't realize it was that spicy. Here's the laboratory with Zern. It started many moons ago. Tone down the psychosis. Oh, really? That's what we're calling it. Ooh.
Hello?
Yeah, that's a little bit spicy. Spicy and not very nicey, if you ask me. Maybe more entertaining. Yeah, I want to see it just to be able to, you know, say that I've seen it, but yeah, I will recognize very much so that, yeah, 2 is definitely much more of a mainstream kind of thing, more mainstream appeal. The Summer Block, yeah, you're right, Ogaso. Yeah, that was like, it feels like in every movie or TV show where they talk about like, oh yeah, there's this new action movie, you got to see it. Like, it's usually modeled after Terminator 2. And it's a fun movie. I don't know if it's like cinematic brilliance, but it's a good and like fun fucking movie. So let's see. Carmen Preda. Oh, right, we do the Council of Venice stuff in Transylvania. Okay. So let's see what the message is. The council council can be difficult, rather. My homeland needs your help. War has evolved, vampires changing their tactics, so we might have to go back to Transylvania then. The council's not allowed me to leave. Oh, right, it's the girl with like the woman who had like her like squad who were guarding those wards. Right, this lady. At the Urgartha portal in the besieged farmlands. All right, that's where we're going then. Let's besiege some farmlands then. Over this way. They went all the... Yeah, they really did. They really did. It's a fun movie. It's one I can absolutely enjoy. I'm not like a huge movie buff. I'm kind of notorious amongst my friends, or maybe infamous even, for like, oh, Alex, you've seen movie X, right? And I'd be like, shit, sorry, I haven't seen it. Like, I have to be like very careful when I mention, yeah, I haven't seen movie XYZ, because so frequently I will disappoint those who I admire and appreciate as friends. So I'll be like, Alex, really? You haven't seen movie blank? And it's like, I'm sorry. It's not that I've been avoiding it. I mean, most times it's like, yeah, it's a movie I want to watch. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Solid scene that goes in the scale. Yeah, that scale before Independence Day, where they very much kicked it up a notch. Also, I kind of want to, like, see the holiday stuff a little bit more, just because I think the holiday event will end in a few days. And of course, more player characters. Oh, it's so fun. I like the snow. It's fun and cute. The holiday decor. Holiday decor, if you will. The Predator just really bad. Yeah, it sounds just not good for anybody involved, honestly. Oh, I like this happy snowman. Oh, so cute. Terminator 1's good, but yeah, but 2's just a better movie, yeah. Yeah, that's exactly it. It's like, not only is it popular, but it's just an improvement for a lot of people, so... I would definitely want to see Terminator 1 to see kind of where it all began. And of course, I've heard that the other Terminator movies are less than great. After 2, that is. Or, like, not perfect, so to speak. I don't know. I don't want to, like, say they're terrible, because I don't know, obviously. But I've heard less than great things about some of the later sequels. Or later entries in the series. Was it this one? I think it's this one. Yeah, just not bad, but exactly, like 2 is just so good. It's like, why waste your time? So just go for 2 with the superior cinematic experience. Yeah, more 80s nostalgia, and I like 80s, like neon soaked 80s, like synthwave shenanigans. Like, I like that kind of stuff, but that can only do so much to carry a movie. Just drawn into it, yeah. Yeah, like, there's some really cool, like, and very memorable scenes. I mentioned earlier that, I mean, I don't know, as a non-cinemaphile, I don't know if it's, like, cinematic brilliance, but there's some really well fucking done scenes in that movie, absolutely. 3 was just, yeah, I heard 3 was so-so, and some of the later ones are really not good. I heard the most recent one was alright, but yeah, there was one with Christian Bale that I heard was really not so good. Which is a bummer, because it's, you know, it's missed opportunity, right? The Terminator has a very much name brand appeal to it. Oh, it's not that lady, it's this lady instead. Okay, I thought it was the lady who was guarding the wards.
Trouble never comes alone, they say. If it was only the vampires, only the thousands of vampires, we could counterattack, give them a war to remember when they are back under the cold, cold soil. But no, they have loosed their mongrel werewolves to run red and rabid. You will see these are unfortunate, mistreated beasts, not the proud wolves of legend. Do not make the mistake of sparing them your pity. It is too late for them now. Better too late for them than too late for us. I have done this before. This side of my country is a side that stays among countrymen. Yet there are also matters in which even I am inexperienced. At night, I've heard something moving through the woods down there. Crashing through the woods. It is no season for ogres or dragons. The last of them were hunted in my grandmother's time. Go prepared for anything. Today, this valley holds no safety for man or monster.
She made mention of werewolves, which we already have encountered in this area in particular. And of course vampires, obviously, but it sounds like there's something else causing trouble. Predator 2. Because, yeah, there was the original one, I guess, in the... Was it the 80s, I guess? I guess it would have been the 80s, yeah. But there was a direct sequel, though. There's just the two... Yeah, there's just the 2 Terminator movies. Right, exactly. There's only 2 Alien films, yeah. We're all in agreement. Easy peasy, right? It had potential, but yeah, the studio... Oh, the studio went bankrupt? Oh, interesting. I wonder if that's like part of why it tanked so bad. Because, yeah, I heard it was just not very good. John Connor's recap. Yeah, that's one thing I never really understood. It's like... The Connor family is a like recurring theme throughout all the movies, but like, yeah, it's like, I don't actually know who this one person's supposed to be, because, yeah, it's like... So much of this person changes from movie to movie. I mean, obviously, I guess they can't just use the same actor every time, but still, it's hard to keep it all straight, honestly. It shouldn't have to be that complicated, right? So Predator 2 was, oh, it was in the 90s. Okay, cool. 1 and 2 are very different. Oh, okay, yeah, Predator, that is. Yeah. But definitely good in their own ways, though. Oh, okay, that's good. Maybe it's like, I mean, obviously Terminator 2 and Aliens being the sequels that they are like very much widely regarded. But I would not surprise me if Predator 2 was like, it's good, but like not quite to the same level as the other sequels we've referred to, rather. Evil robots' abilities don't make sense. Yeah, I mean, there are some parts. I guess maybe they were trying to play up the suspense and maybe even give it some horror elements. Maybe that's what they were going for. Because you're right, it doesn't really make sense. It's correct. It's like, why would he have a need to move slow and like be spooky? He could just like go ham and murder everybody. Like, who fucking cares? Like, you don't care about scaring people. You care about getting the job done when you're T-1000. Is that the dude's name? The T-69,000. Let's ride my cool little spider motorcycle down this besieged village. Spent a lot of time here at the very beginning of the Transylvania stuff, which was a few weeks ago. I want to say, like, it was definitely before the Majora's Mask playthrough. Spent quite a lot of time here. These guys want to fight me. I think I can probably outrun them, though. Yeah, we did a lot of side quests. There was just a lot to do, for sure. I got these guys, which are actually our friends, or at least they're friendly. Even though they don't look particularly friendly. There's a werewolf assault happening. Okay, so there are werewolves, but they're wounded, though. Wounded and bloodied. So if there's something disturbing the werewolves, causing them to attack the village, then it begs the question of what the hell. Yeah, the spider motorcycle, the tarantula cycle. I love it, man. It's very, very silly, and I am super okay with that. So if there's some large beast knocking down trees and wounding werewolves, it wouldn't be a vampire. Vampires are like... The lore behind vampires is that they were both created by Lilith, who was like, you know, credited as being the mother of vampires and whatnot. They were both created by Lilith, but vampires became her favorite, so she just kind of cast aside the werewolves, and they just were kind of relegated to obscurity and like considered savages, whereas vampires were like this much superior fighting force. So werewolves and vampires don't really like each other, because werewolves are like, you know, they're jealous of their, maybe not jealous, but like they resent their more or less vampire brethren. I kind of call them brethren, I guess, but they resent vampires for being like chosen by Lilith and neglected by her. And vampires are like, they like look down on werewolves. They're like, it's these lesser beings. So they don't like each other, but they wouldn't like openly murder each other necessarily. So it means something else is killing or fighting the werewolves, agitating werewolves into a foaming frenzy. There's a bunch of named creatures to kill. Interesting. So these are just called ghoulish squatters, but there's a named lad. Liquid metal, maybe. I mean, he seems agile enough, but yeah, maybe there's. Maybe he's like, maybe he does have some been a while since we fought these guys, and they're lower than max level, so it's like we don't really need to use particularly strong attacks to get them. Send the robot back. Yeah, exactly. Like, time travel is a thing in Terminator movies, right? So yeah, whenever you introduce time travel, it's always like, oh fuck, now we're opening up Pandora's box here. Sauron Scream Eater. That's a pretty dope name. Y'all ever just eat some screams for breakfast? I like to start my day with a warm bowl of screams in the morning. Delicious. Also, our login rewards for the day have refreshed. Claim my reward. I got an SP, which is a skill point specifically. Right, so I think the idea is that we're gonna have to like retrace the steps of this beast. Oh wait, there's like lots of traces then, lots of tracks to follow. Where the werewolves are coming from, right? Because there's multiple sources of them. Well, multiple werewolves groups, but one source for them. How old is this game? So the original game, the Secret World, which is what this is based on, came out in 2012, and then there was a relaunching of this game that came out in 2017, which is the one I'm playing right now, called Secret World Legends, which uses the same engine, has the same graphics, has most of the same gameplay, but instead of being a buy once kind of game where you buy it once and you're good, this is a free-to-play game with like optional microtransactions. For better or for worse, I know not everyone likes that kind of style when it comes to games like this, but it's the guy I'm looking for is going to be around here somewhere, right? But the general gist is that, yeah, this would have come out. Really what you're seeing is a game that came out in 2012, even though this official version was 2017. It's really not that updated necessarily. It's a fun game, but like I will readily admit that the graphics are kind of out of date. The gameplay it's okay, but it's not great. Like I very much play this. I play it for the plot, so to speak. I very much enjoy it for the story and the lore and just the overall aesthetic. But like I will always advise for anybody who wants like a really robust MMO experience, they're probably going to be disappointed. But if you're like me and you don't really necessarily want an MMO, but you want a really good story experience, it's really good. There's some very creative quests. There's a lot of, I think, very well done lore and story stuff to appreciate. So the werewolves are coming from... Oh, we have to fight the animated scarecrows, by the way. Okay, I'll do that too. Have to examine that corpse in a second. Hold on, I gotta fight some scarecrows real quick. It's a rat catcher. I mean, I don't have to, but it's for a side quest, and I might as well. More stiff, more tasty numbers. Always love getting more numbers to make my numbers better. Let's chainsaw that real quick. Finished pet. Yeah, exactly. It always feels weird if it's like free-to-play, like microtransactions stuffs. I mean, and plenty of people enjoy games like that, and I'm in no position to judge it, obviously. I'm grateful that there is an optional subscription to this game that does give you some nice conveniences, but thankfully, from what I can tell, at least, it doesn't seem like it's really required. It doesn't really money wall any major content. Actually, that's kind of one thing I do like about this game, because in the original version, the one that I played back in the day, when it was just called The Secret World, to get all the story stuff, you had to buy the optional DLC packs, whereas when they relaunched this in 2017, they included all the DLC with the relaunch. Which is nice, because they could have been like, hey, you gotta, like, you know, pay premium for that shit. So I'm grateful that they were like, let's just bundle it together. And they've added some new stuff since the original release, but not a whole lot. So it's mostly the same game story-wise. It sounds like they've added one chapter to a new area in South Africa. Because the next area we're going to is Tokyo. And then after Tokyo is, like, Tokyo's the last, like, fully fleshed out chapter, but there's some stuff in South Africa. And it's apparently quite good, but it's very short because it's not finished yet. So it's like, it's still in development. I wouldn't say it's an active development, because it's like, it's no secret that this game doesn't make a lot of money for Funcom, the publisher. So it's likely this game will probably not really do much more. Like, it might get another chapter or two maybe, but I wouldn't expect it to really get a proper conclusion. Or if it does, it probably will be disappointing. So it's like you kind of have to appreciate it for what it is, but know that it's not terribly popular, and It's kind of a potential never fully realized, which is a bit of a bummer, but again, I try to focus on enjoying what I do like about it and what it does provide. Here's the dude we gotta find. The Named lad. Highlight that so we have them all highlighted. Farmville, I did hear about that, Rossi. Yeah, to be honest, I'm surprised it was still going. I mean, I know a lot of those games are still technically alive. I think Mafia City's still going, but yeah, Farmville was a relic of the past because that was a big one back when I was in college, man. 10 years ago, dude. Holy shit. It's been so long. But yeah, it was a force of nature for a while there. It was ranking in a lot of money. Was like everybody played it to some degree, it felt like. I mean, I really never even gave any like Facebook games or even really a lot of mobile games a chance personally. Which is not to say that I'm like, oh, I'm high and mighty. It's actually, I mean, I realize there's a lot of really good mobile games out there that I've, never really given a fair shake. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this little side quest that we're on, by the way, so I'm just gonna take a quick little side journey down this way. Oh, nice little owl on the side there. I remember that's for another quest. But yeah, but those games were, I mean, as much as people want to, make fun of them, they were super popular and like brought in a ton of money. Got a lot of people into gaming too. People who wouldn't necessarily be into like what we consider hardcore gaming audiences, but like it brought people into games in general. So it was a different time for sure. Here's Petru Rens the Night. It's a cool name, man. Tic Tac UFO. I don't know about that one. Back in 2004. Was it a Flash game? Because I definitely played some of the Flash games back in the day. And of course, with January 1st coming and going, it means that Flash is no longer officially supported. Although I know that there are archival projects that have been like trying to save this stuff for posterity, but still, that too has been the end of an era. There we go. So 2 more. Let's hunt these lads down. These big boys. Robot Unicorn Attack? I don't know that one specifically. When I think Flash games, I think like Madness Interaction and some of the, or Interactive rather, in some of those games. Those were fun back in the day. All the way out here. All the way to 55. Oh right, there's this guy. We never did his quest, did we? Well, I gotta kill Teo, the murderer. The murder of one. Just one. He killed one bad guy, or maybe one good guy. I don't know. He committed one murder. He was like, I'm done. That's fine. The 55 secret as well. I do. I remember counting to 55, and there was another one. I just want bang bang bang. Man, intellectual classics, man. People sleep on the I just want bang bang bang. Well, there was a dude around here that gave quests, but maybe I'm thinking of a different area. I clearly am. Oh wait, it's not Celine. Of the Dion variety. Yeah, I'm thinking of a different area. I think it's in the second zone, actually. Oh, we respawned. Alright, cool. Some torn limbs and such, you know. Some fresh body parts. Delicious. Just like Grandma used to make. Lore of the Morning Light nearby. Ooh, consider my curiosity officially piqued. Peaked. Except I can't climb. Oh, can I cheese it? Can I cheese it with the motorcycle jumps? How do I get you, lore? How do I get you into my brain? Do I just inject you into my brain directly? Like there's a way to cheese this. Ugh, come on, man. I feel like I'm so close. Oh, I'm on this platform now. Oh shit. Unable to dodge in current direction. Alex, you're being a shitlord. Stop it. That's what the game's saying. God damn it. Like, got on this little lip for a second there. Whoop, whoop, oh. Oh, if I could cheese it, dude. Deliciously cheesy. Okay, fuck it. I'll come back later. What we might do is just like climb up top and then drop down, which is probably what you're supposed to do, but I'm being a shitlord over here. Had to take the doggy out. How's the doggy doing, Elgaso? Let's go around here. I was trying to cheese the game to get some tasty lore nuggets. Like I dipped them in tasty lore sauce. But now I can just... Whoa! Whoa, buddy. Oh, boy. I found the invisible ground zone. Hope the flashing isn't too weird. So every once in a while... Ooh, that's kind of annoying, actually. Every once in a while, shit like this will happen in this game. Remember what I said about outdated graphics engines and just an outdated game? Shit like this happens from time to time. Not usually this bad. That was a pretty spicy one. It is a pretty spicy one. It's down there. Like, I don't want to move too much because it probably hurts the eyeballs a little bit seeing this flashing. Had a good... Oh, what a good girl. Tell her she's a good girl and that I'm very proud of her. She probably already knows, but it's very important. It's still doing it, really? Thought for sure once I got down here it would stop it. The new religion tastes older, much older, into the deep time, as if... But wait, something rips our data weave flesh, dims our incandescent eyes, but what protects them? Oof. How's about this? I'm gonna warp right here to see if that'll reset whatever's going on here. Because that's really annoying. Nope, didn't reset shit. Okay. To Rika Crow's Feast. Delicious. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. What I was hoping to do was to wrap up... Oof, yeah, that's rough. I like a place that I can move the camera where it's not going to be all flashy and gross. Well, sometimes. What I was hoping to do was to wrap up this side quest. And, okay, there we go. Yeah, that seems a little bit better. I think I'm afraid to move the camera, dude. Yep, there it is. Finish up this side quest and then probably call it for the night. Just because it is getting quite late and I've been streaming for 11.5 hours. That's a darn tootin' good stream, man. Where do we store the... Yeah, I don't actually know where the motorcycle goes when we're not using it. I like the motorcycle a lot, but I know better than to question where it's coming from. Because it's just kind of like... So whenever we get on the motorcycle... Hold on, let me find a spot where I can see myself. Booty! Yeah, that's exactly it. It's a Krampus. So whenever we acquire the motorcycle, it just we kind of like levitate upwards and it sprouts up from underneath us. It's actually kind of funny because it makes us a little bit taller because it needs like a standardized height. So when we get on the motorcycle, we become like 3 inches taller. It's very subtle, but it's kind of a fun effect. Seems like if I move the camera less, then it like wigs out less frequently. I think that's dude we gotta fight though, right? Yeah, there he is. This is a very unfortunate glitch. I'm actually kind of impressed I haven't seen this glitch before, because this seems annoying and shitty, but I guess it's the first time I'm seeing it, then it's not too horrible. 11.5, yeah, it's a long stream, man, but it was a good stream, though. I was very glad to do the Ocarina of Time randomizer co-op with the boys. Taking out a pack of alphas, that's right. Kill smarter but not harder is my mantra, says Kirsten. Wonder how a werewolf rug would feel on bare skin. Oh, that's a little bit TMI, Kirsten, but thank you. So let's warp over to this area. Let's investigate the dead body that was over here, and then we'll see what else happens. Oh, I see. Yeah, we're tier 2 out of 6 on that little spot. I was hoping to finish this side quest here, but now I'm not so sure if it's being all like glitchy and gross. But I'm glad we finished the majority of the Transylvania stuff, even if it is being weird and glitchy right now. There we go. Now it's behaving a little bit better. It's a giant spider. Yeah, it just crawls out. Just crawls on out. It's nothing weird or creepy. It's totally not weird. Is your ass the bottom of your back or the top of your legs? I don't know. The tricky thing is that I talk out of my ass sometimes, so that's where I get a little bit confused. Sometimes simultaneously, actually. It gets really weird. There's this guy right here. A Lupine corpse. Oh, gotta fight shit. Blind fighting. It's a good thing I took a feat in blind fighting so I could defend myself without being able to see my adversaries. Does my ass have a beard? Wouldn't you like to know? Subscribe to my OnlyFans to find out. I'm kidding. I don't have an OnlyFans. I'm sure there's a market for 31-year-old scrawny bearded dudes on OnlyFans. I'm sure they're out there. People clamoring for what I've got to, for my particular brand of cheesecake. That's what I tell myself. It's good for the self-confidence. Whoops. You don't have enough hammer energy. You don't have enough shut up energy. Oh, got him.
Visual tracking initiated.
Oh god. Ooh, go, it's do the shaking thing. Follow the trail back to the injured werewolves. I think I'm actually gonna go ahead and call it here, just because, again, like this glitchy thing is kind of killing the vibe, man. What I will go ahead and do is do the last couple of combination station thingies. Get our stuff leveled up. These guys. Boop. Level 4. Oh, really? Is this guy wanting to fight us? Oh, no, he's not. Okay, good. He's knowing to stay away. Level up a few more thingies. Get that guy. Get... Okay, that's already max level. That's max level 2. Get this guy.
Critical empowerment results.
Actually, yeah, I guess... we've kind of been sitting on this one at max level for a while, actually. This one is crit power rating. That'd be this guy. Bang. There we go. Scrawny beard, yeah, scrawny bearded man with beard ass hair as well, covering the ass that I sometimes talk out of. Right, guys, how's about this? I'm gonna make sure we pause on a frame where we can see the background. That is where we're gonna end for the night.